Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, December 30th, 2020, and today's show is going to be a big show. Brand new guest Santonio Holmes will be joining us in about 22 minutes. He's got some cool things popping off with his charity to fight against sickle cell. I cannot wait to chat with Santonio Holmes. Has one of the biggest catches in the history of the sport. Back corner, Arizona Cardinals. Fun fact, the man that tried to push him out of bounds. What Santonio just made an incredible play. Mr. Francisco was my PP whenever I was punting for the Colts at one point. Kind of tie the whole world together. Great man, great athlete, good dude. Just so happened to be the closest person to one of the greatest catches in the history of the game by Santonio Holmes to win the Super Bowl. We watched it back this morning through NFL Films. That last drive going into that Super Bowl win, if you do recall, Steelers versus Arizona Cardinals, where he makes that corner catch. He has 4 other catches during that drive where it's basically, in his Twitter account, is tone time. That Super Bowl, Ben Roethlisberger's a young man. They're down 3 to Kurt Warner and the Cardinals. They got 1:56 left at one point. It's 3rd and 6. And Ben Roethlisberger was looking for one person alone, and that's San Antonio Holmes. Cannot wait to chat with him. There's been a lot going on in his world. Cannot wait to. That's my first time I ever talked to him, I think. I do believe. I'm not sure I've ever talked to him. Was he anywhere we've ever been, Foxy? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever talked to him.
Let's go.
This is going to be the first time we interact with each other. Excited to see how it goes, because if it goes well, normally great conversation. If he hates me early, it's tough. It's tough for me to win him over.
What happens?
But he's coming on. I think they're excited about it, and I appreciate him so much for that. And we have Cam Hayward coming back, another Pittsburgh Steeler. Obviously, defensive lineman, Pro Bowl, All-Pro. One of the hardest hitters in the history of football. He's also from the Ohio State. He was on earlier in the year, and then a week after coming on the show, he had a jump pick, if you do recall, against the Giants, where he was flying through the air like a ninja and intercepted Daniel Jones there. He has been a staple for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers have been quite some storylines here, both on the field and off the field. They clinched the AFC North. Ben Roethlisberger's resting this weekend against Cleveland Browns, but the Cleveland Browns got COVID running through their facility right now. They're currently shut down. How's that game? If the Browns lose to Mason Rudolph and the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's going to be, I think Browns fans are going to have a long offseason, because once again, their hopes were so high, and they even got a chance to experience the highs of an NFL season. And then all of a sudden, at the very end, playing against Mason Rudolph, which we've seen him play football at the NFL. Maybe he'll continue to grow. He's a young quarterback, if you're without live reps, maybe he'll be better. But his football that he's put on tape in the NFL has not been fantastic. And the Browns have had this incredible year. If they lose the Steelers, they're out.
Oh, yeah. See you later.
That'd be tough. We'll talk to Cam Hayward. Is Cam Hayward playing this weekend, by the way? I'm not. That's like a gotcha question, because there is probably some strategy involved in the entire thing. Because when Mike Tomlin said Ben and a few others will be getting a break, I think there was a reason he didn't give out who it was going to be, just from a strategy standpoint, and maybe a competitive advantage standpoint by giving away too much information. I'll be excited to see who all is in and who is out. I was on a team that rested players the last 2 weeks of the season, because we went 14-0, and then week 15, the powers that be decided to lose and rest the players. And then week 16, obviously the same thing. The guys started each of those games against the Jets, and then old Curtis Painter came out, and then 3 offensive linemen came off the field, and a tight end and a wide receiver came off the field. And then on the defense, 2 pretty pivotal people, they came off the field. 3 people came off the field. And then all of a sudden you're looking at the team, and you're like, oh, this is like a preseason game all of a sudden.
Yikes.
And it's crazy how if you only rest like 7 guys or 6 guys, it can feel like that whenever it's all your star players, because it's like, oh, we don't know who any of these players are out here. And all of a sudden, is that what's going to happen for the Steelers? We'll ask Cam in a intricate fashion, we'll say, have you guys talked about anybody else that's potentially getting a G-Day on Sunday or anything like that? I'll be excited to see who and how that whole thing works out. But Cam is awesome. Cam is, I feel like, probably one of the leaders in that locker room. And that was kind of called into question a little bit. So I'll ask him about that whole thing. And he's remained just an absolute stud on that defensive line. It also has TJ Watt. They lost Bud Dupree. I mean, there's a lot to talk about there with that team, who, by the way, is in the playoffs. They're the champions of the AFC North. They were the only undefeated team at one point, a couple different weeks. And then they lost, and then they have not been talked about as a team that could be a threat at all at this point. In the last half of football against the Indianapolis Colts, they looked very good at football again. I want to ask them how they feel about that second half where, they got going. Hey, you guys learned how to play football again. What's that? Hey, let's now, obviously, going against the Browns, but you guys played football again. Can't wait to chat about that. There's also so many scenarios about the AFC playoff picture, and the NFC's got some interesting things going on too, involving the Bears, the Cardinals, the Rams. I mean, there's a lot of situations that can pop off. I think I have them at this point pretty well off. I think. So if the Bears win against the Packers, which, by the way, the Packers have a lot to play for.
Right.
Aaron told us yesterday we were playing for a lot this weekend. We would like to lock up home field advantage. Obviously, don't want to have to go to the Saints or Seattle, I guess, or whatever. So if the Bears win, though, then if the Cardinals beat the Rams, the Bears are in, the Cardinals are in, Rams are out.
See ya.
Okay? Now, Connor is the one agreeing with me. So, by the way, we did our studying together.
Yes,
Connor.
exactly. Group study session.
We had a group study session. So then if the Bears lose, Arizona Cardinals and Rams, if Rams beat Cardinals, Bears are in.
Yes.
No, Rams, Bears are in, Cardinals are out.
Bingo.
So there's a lot cooking in those games. Now, great, if the Packers beat the Bears, then whoever wins that other game's going in. I mean, there is a lot of situations that can pop off.
Packers beat the Bears and Cardinals win, then Cardinals and the Rams are both in.
Yeah, because then the Bears are out.
Yes. It's wild.
Hey,
A lot to play for still.
we are in Week 17 of an NFL season that nobody thought was going to be able to be completed, and there is a lot on the line going into the final week. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington football team are Sunday Night Football because if Washington wins, they're in. That's here we go. This is if they win, they're in. But the earlier game, the Giants and the Cowboys, they're watching that. Whoever wins that game, if the Eagles beat the Washington football team, whoever wins that game's in. The Giants might make it into the playoff. The New York Giants might make it in there. And I guess there's a 0-200 in what?
58. 0-258 for teams that start 2-7 to make the playoffs. No matter what, whoever comes out of the NFC East started 2-7. It will officially be the first team ever to start 2-7 and make the playoffs.
Out of 262 tries.
258 tries.
Yeah, but if you count the 4 from this year.
True.
262. Yeah, it's the first time in 200. Well, I guess it would be 1 in 261.
Yep.
Is the way it goes.
Incredible. That's football, baby. Let's go.
Anyways, at Boston Connor is here. And Ty Schmidt, welcome back in the saddle, Cowboy. Don't be scared to bring out that 6-shooter today. Ty Schmidt back from a future in-law trip to Massachusetts for the holiday. Missed Aaron Rodgers Tuesday yesterday. We talked about you, though.
Yeah, I saw it. I appreciated it, I mean, and I did. I watched it when I got home late last night. I mean, it was great per usual. Loved it. Would have liked to be here, but what are you going to do?
Well, there's a lot of conversation spurring from our conversation.
Oh, yeah, big time.
That's right.
By the way, big conversations spur other conversation shows. That's what we got running around here.
Pretty good.
Okay? So there's conversations about our conversations. And by the way, that's the whole goal of this whole thing.
Yep.
Right. That is literally what the whole goal of thing is, to create, captivating content that potentially propels other conversation. Okay?
Right.
That's what you're potentially looking for. Now, when the other conversation is, takes quotes out of context and does things like that. That's kind of a downfall of the whole thing, but it's expected at this point. So it's okay. We just appreciate that something we created is contributing to the world of sports. Right? I think that is something that's true. But every time Aaron speaks, it gets talked about by everybody, and I absolutely love it. Him saying, I think we've learned by this point that you should not bad or not good things happen whenever you mock it out or whatever. What a line by him. And do you believe for 1 second that he didn't see Malcolm Butler do it like he told me?
No, he 1,000% saw it.
I thought so
And
too.
if not, someone said something to him right when he walked off, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go fucking torch his ass the next drive. And he did.
Hey, by the way, And what if he didn't know? What if Aaron and that whole team is on those flows that they're just like, oh, well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Turn the ball over. Let's go ahead. Because what if it does feel like they're all like A.J. Dillon yesterday?
Yeah.
Super positive, super upbeat. Big Bob Tunyon, who has 50 catches, 0 drops or something like that, which I think is the only player in the NFL. Pro Bowl snub for sure. He just got done doing yoga meditation yesterday. He is in a good spot. He almost made a nasty
Ridiculous.
one-handed grab. That was, it wasn't a drop, though, because it was out of his reach. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But it feels like that whole team, if you looking from the outside in with conversation, hey, they're in a great state of mind. You have to be so confident as a Packers owner going into the playoffs. As the Packers, now they got a big game this weekend. They got to win against a division rival and a place that Aaron said he loves playing because the fans are so passionate up there. So there's a lot of respect, obviously. But the playoffs of the NFC having to go through Lambeau, you have to feel very good about that.
Yeah, huge. And you mention it all the time. We always talk about it. I don't think you can understate how much this team loves each other. Like, it is very apparent on both sides of the ball how much these guys like each other and enjoy playing together. And yeah, Sunday night, I'll be the first one to say I was, thinking that the defense was going to give up 400 yards to Derrick Henry, and they looked great. I mean, if they play like that moving forward, like, who's to say the Packers couldn't win the Super Bowl?
Hey, who's to say?
Who's to say?
Not me.
We talked about that yesterday when he was talking about something. Whenever Aaron was on the full screen, and he was saying he was going on some sort of run. Gumpy was sitting in her seat, by the way. Shout out Gumpy. Good run.
Shout out Gumpy.
Baby
Gumpy.
Good run at the table, pal. I looked over and I was like, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
Like there's a chance they're going to win this. Like, for real, they're going to be in this for the long haul. Now, Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays is something I believe that will continue. Okay.
I hope so.
It would be pretty wild to go on an entire season with a quarterback who wins the MVP and then plays in the Super Bowl, which is what we've been able to do here. This has worked out in a fashion I don't think any of us could have expected whenever Aaron Rodgers Tuesday became in the conversation piece for something that we should pursue. It's been fucking incredible. I am so grateful for Aaron's time whenever he comes on here.
Yeah.
Legitimately. It's just like he gives us like an hour every day. Like a fucking hour. Because normally people that don't know this, players have, I assume you know this, because you live in a city that has an NFL team. But maybe you don't listen to radio, though. Like Tuesday, usually players have like a local radio spot where they get for like 30 minutes or whatever. That's how I started with Bob and Tom. I was supposed to be on there for 30 minutes for a local radio spot with them. It happens everywhere. Tom Brady had one up in Boston. Remember, the clips would come out of that every single time. And Aaron hadn't done one, I don't think, in the last year or two. My pitch to Aaron. And inevitably, his people were like, "Hey, if you're gonna do one, like, just why not just do an internet one? Like, that'd be you'd be helping us out a lot. Like, we'd be very grateful for it. But I think we could have a cool conversation. And Aaron agreeing to do it, I think, has been something that's just fucking awesome. Very, very grateful for his time.
Yeah, without question. And I mean, even I can't even like process it really. I'm sure this is something in like 5 to 10 years I'll look at and be like, "Holy shit, that was just so wild." But
hey, coming in the studio after the season, I wonder. Hey,
Can't wait.
got to get him his own little crown over here. Oh, yeah, he's going to be MVP.
King's chair.
A throne. They need to get him a throne.
There it is.
I think the conversations every week have still surpassed my expectations. Like, it's been cooler to like sit here and I mean everyone else, obviously the amount of people saying like, "Oh, I love Rodgers now and I've never seen this side of him." I think just everything about it has surpassed my expectations. And yeah, I mean, who's to say? Why can't the Packers
Why
go win the
can't
Super
they?
Bowl? Why can't they do it?
The Chiefs have
are
this.
pretty good,
They have
but-
this ability to just turn on whenever they have to, but I think the Packers do too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
I
agree.
And the Chiefs, listen, I'm a fan of the Chiefs. I bet on the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. I actually make a lot of money if the Chiefs make the Super Bowl and happen to play against Tom's Tampa Bay Q Gronkaneers. Okay. The Bay Q part, now coaching for the damn team. Okay, didn't expect his brain to be used like that. I thought it was mostly going to be his body, but the big old brain on the guys in there. But if they play, I make a lot. I like those games, though, that they've been playing. It hasn't been like, like, hey, like it hasn't been
Clear cut.
well, because the games in the playoffs where we're all, like just taken back by the Chiefs, they were down 20 in some of those games. So then them going on a run, I think my thought of the Chiefs wins because of how dominant they were in bursts was wrong whenever I watch their current games, because they're still doing the same thing where they're just flipping a switch and deciding they have to win or whatever. But they don't cover at all. Like they never win, but they win. That's all they do. But they don't cover at all. And I'm kind of conflicted on whether or not I should hold that against them, because my views on what they were and how they were going to win games is different than what they're doing right now. Or should I just take this for exactly what it is? They just win. And that's the only thing that matters in the NFL, is that you just win, because it's kind of a tough thing there. But it feels like Green Bay and Kansas City are both teams that could just turn it on if they have to. Now, there's been a couple bad games, I think, by both teams there, but those two feel like the most complete teams at this point. And the Saints, who knows? They could also get hot as well, I guess. But inevitably,
I mean,
will they be able to go?
If you have to go through Green Bay, if people have to come to Lambeau, I feel very good about the Packers making it to the Super Bowl.
Do you think Aaron's just got like pieces of loosely for hands? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He must.
Bro, those balls.
Like Spider-Man.
It's just, there is zero. It doesn't seem like he has a concern for it at all.
Nothing changes.
Like, it's the same exact offense, same exact throws, same exact amount of times we're throwing it. Pinpoint type, and there's not even a glimmer of like, oh, that's difficult. He said it was like probably top 3, top 5 snows or whatever he's ever played in.
And he's played in a lot of snowy games.
And he just, whatever. And he just has those long johns on underneath. And then he's got I think that's probably the Nike Performance or whatever. But he definitely has long johns on here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Definitely.
Aaron and the wide receivers. The wide receivers, too, they didn't seem fazed by it at all.
Devontae
didn't drop a thing.
Not even drop a thing. How about his feet?
Yeah.
Because his routes are like Aaron talked about in 2015 or 14. He said he realized that Devontae ran really good routes, and then he's been able to transform his body into what he is from 225 down to 210, and now he's become, Aaron said yesterday, a Hall of Famer, basically, is what Aaron said, and greatest player he's ever played with alongside Charles Woodson. So, I mean, his routes were still just so clean.
Unbelievable.
And I don't think that's something. I mean, I'm no wide receiver, okay? I mean, I have great fucking hands. Because every time I went on the field, I had to catch the ball, okay? That doesn't get talked about ever. I had one drop in my career, all right?
How about that?
One drop. I would assume thousands and thousands. Probably just over 1,000 if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe not even 1,000.
I don't know. Maybe.
I didn't really play. But I
Not the college days.
I could catch a rock, okay? I could. Very good at it. I practice it, jugs machine work, because whenever I was holding for Adam Vinatieri, I didn't want to fuck that up. Okay, like I'm not ruining this guy's thing. So it was just like something I really worked on. And if you get really good at something, it kind of becomes something you enjoy, like Oculus boxing. Ooh, I'm fucking going. All right, but I couldn't run the routes and if you're running full speed, one of the biggest things that great wide receivers can do is the cut on a dime thing. But people think that just happens and people naturally do that. No. Like they break their toes in practice, like going through reps so that they can cut faster than anybody else, faster than the corner who has to react to that thing. And by the way, corners are doing the same thing. But that is an ability that the great route runners, people always say, oh, they run great routes. And everybody's like, oh, that must mean that they care about whatever more. And it's like, no, not that. They can fucking cut and just create a little bit of separation. And as soon as you create a little bit of separation, especially if you get a guy like Aaron or a great quarterback, that's wide open in the NFL, basically. And when Devontae was cutting on that snow, it seemed as if he was on like fucking just turf. It was unbelievable watching it. I'm like, are his cleats better, or is it just his balance of his body over his skis is a little bit better? And I don't know what it is, but I think that's something you work your ass off on. You watch these wide receivers do like these drills, and you watch those footwork drills that they do in the offseason with like that footwork king guy. Some videos come out, I'm like, holy fuck.
The agility ladder.
Yeah, and I think to myself, like, oh, should I ever do that? Well, I would never, ever do any of those moves.
Can't.
So they do like a round in a circle, and then they flip to another circle, chopping their feet. It's insane to watch. And I'm like, yeah, I would never do that or be able to do that. So there's a reason. But Devontae has that ability in the snow. Other wide receivers, other corners, D linemen. It feels like any potential like explosive position, they slip a little bit. The Green Bay Packers somehow, some way, they're just like, nah.
Don't matter.
Used to playing on it.
All right, let's get to a break because we got tone time on the other side.
Let's go. Yeah. Come on.
Tone time, dude. Tone time.
Great name.
I grew up in Pittsburgh. I watched the catch he made to win the Super Bowl in a hockey house at the University of Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good setup there.
Phil was playing for that hockey team,
Oh. Captain?
I'd assume.
Yeah.
And I didn't sit. There was no seats.
Oh, okay.
They had a cup of 4 or 5 seats. Tell you what, though.
No, edge of your seat the whole time.
Maybe
Back of the game.
250 beers, though. And then after the Steelers won, after that catch by Santone, and then strip sack by Woodley, scoop by Brett Kiesel to win the game, Pittsburgh was on fire. There was and we just went ahead and walked around. It was a wild night. And Santone did that for me. I seen the guy try to jump over a fire and not make it. Not make it.
Uh-oh.
See, that was the difference. Morgantown people, whenever there was fires, they either knew not to jump or walk around.
Yep.
Or if you're going to jump, you got to clear it. That night in Pittsburgh, when we were walking around watching after the Steelers won a Super Bowl or whatever, there was some amateur fire on the streets, people, I could tell, in Pittsburgh. Because a lot of them, I think, were overestimating their athletic ability that potentially was last used in high school, which was maybe 10 to 15 years prior to that.
University of Pittsburgh, not the biggest
Party.
athletic school.
Well, and also biggest fire on the street party school.
Yeah.
Santone inspired a lot of people that day to, test their athleticism once again.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Hell of a catch.
It was great entertainment, too.
Yeah, I bet.
We got to get to a break. We got to talk to him on the other side about a lot of things, I guess, now that I think about it. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Wednesday, December 30th.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Holy shit, it's New Year's Eve, dude.
Yeah.
2021's
Right around the corner.
about
see it.
7 iron. Nah, 9 iron probably at this point.
Yeah.
Depending upon who you are. Charlie Woods, probably like a lob wedge.
Yep.
Right in the bucket.
He's going to be the best golfer of all time. This is the Pat McAfee Show, December 30th, 2020.
Lucky to be here at the Northrop Hall with the incredible Gopher crowd. College game day is having a blast here. Minnesota has shown up. Row the boat, Sky Umaw, go Gophers. Let's get the axe and keep that thing in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Is about to lose their minds. Ladies and gentlemen, watch a man maestro a crowd like Coach Lee Corso. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Watch, now he'll say to me, works every time, what?
Every time. You just can't dog pee on a field. This obviously led to a nightmare situation for Luke Logan, who misses the extra point. An absolute pandemonium happened. But in Dwayne Haskins' defense, the Redskins and Dwayne Haskins might never win a game again. That guy's flexing like PJ Fleck a little bit. Good sells a little bit delayed. He got me the throw. Throw the flag. Sell your soul. Who hates Iowa? A lot of hate here in Minnesota, Maria. Hey, you look good, pal. For me, right after we leave this octagon, I'm going to Lake Minnetonka. I'm pulling a swordfish out of there. Then I'm going to stop by Paisley Park. I'm going to pay my respects to Prince in the Purple Rain. Then I'm going to walk into TCF Bank Stadium, and I'm going to say, M-I-N-E-S-O-T-A.
not talk about
Pat
Do
McAfee.
not talk about
Pat McAfee.
One fight at a time, fellas.
The Pat McAfee Show.
That's right.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Good bark, boys. I mean, the amount of passion for the barks has definitely fallen off.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't think it's going to survive 2021, by the way.
All right, well, there's only one way to find
Well,
out.
it's already the dogs are already tired because at the beginning the dogs were barking.
Yeah.
Now the dogs are panting. All right, I just want to let you know. And by the way, good run. Congrats on a good run.
It's not over. There's no point to
Sustained
clap.
success.
It's not over.
Yeah, for
There's
the dog
no point.
barking.
There's no point.
Nobody
to clap.
thought you were going to last this long with the Mad Dog Sports Radio. Yeah, nobody thought.
And we're going to keep it going for another year.
I doubt it. Joining us now, he's a man who played in the NFL for 9 years. He has an incredible foundation called the Third and Long, I believe, or the Third and Long Foundation, I think, which is raising awareness about sickle cell disease. He has one of the greatest catches in the history of the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, Santonio Holmes. Yeah! What's up, dude?
Dude, that was a great introduction, man. How's it going?
I'm great. How are you? You deserve it, by the way. You had a hell of a run there, and your foundation sounds awesome. I'm just now learning about it, so that's 100% on me. But I'd like to learn a little bit more. You guys have something big going on this weekend, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. We're always trying to do something different, in the community and, stay a part of the people and how the changing trend is in social media. So we started the Third and Long Foundation Steelers Charity Battle on rivalsmedia.com. You can go in and check that out and, play against me, to help me raise money for Third and Long Foundation and the fight against the sickle cell disease.
For those of us that don't know a lot about the sickle cell disease, what is it, Santone, and why did you get drawn to this type of cause?
Sickle cell disease is a blood disorder where the oxygen is depleted in most patients. Like myself being a sickle cell trait carrier and my son being a full carrier of sickle cell disease, it makes it hard for me to breathe in certain elements. If I'm out in the sun too long, if I'm running for too long, I have to take short breaks and to just really watch how my body overheats. But for my son, when he goes out and performs basketball or running events, he has to take hour-long breaks. And those hour-long breaks has to occur because his blood cells aren't getting enough oxygen to the right areas. And therefore, his blood cells become sickle shaped. They go from being full blood cells to being sickle shaped now. And when you go through that, you start to experience excruciating pains throughout the body, and they just cause you to have breakdowns, and they're uncontrollable. They cause blood transfusions, lungs collapse. So just having to deal with these things for so many years, it's something that I just want to battle for the people that suffer this disease just like me.
Yeah, I'm pumped you're battling it as well. I was trying to think about if I had to do that, how that has to change some lives a little bit. Your kid, the hour-long breaks, is the research towards is there medicine for this? Is there a cure for this at this point, or what are we trying to do here?
Oh man, I definitely wish there was a cure. I'd be jumping for joy at this moment in time if we could find a cure for sickle cell disease. But there have been a ton of studies out there and research being done, which is why I'm continuing to fight to raise awareness for the companies that don't get to get boasted or talked about in their fight for the ongoing help for survival in the sickle cell world.
Hey, all right. That's awesome, dude. Hey, we hope that we hope we just spread some love or the word a little bit there. I'm gonna look into it more. CFO Phil will be making a donation to your foundation here today. We appreciate you for joining us, man. And I hope you lose to everybody this weekend in the thing so more people sign up and enjoy it. All right, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about you playing football a little bit. Can I call you Tone, by the way?
All right, Tone works perfect for me right now. What's happening?
Tone is a great name, by the way. I wish my name was Tone. We have a Tone in the office. It is I'm envious of the name. Let's get with it. Tone, did you?
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Now we're talking distinction between the tone and the tone.
No, people know.
We're talking tone. We're talking tone time here. All right. You're talking a guy that's named Tone. That's cool, but we're talking tone time. Right? There's a difference between those two tones.
All right, I'll let you know. Tone, diehard Steelers fan, is gonna love getting shit on by Tone Time right there. That was amazing. That was amazing. Shout out to Tone, by the way. T's and P's, bud. We're proud. T's and P's. Tone. Speaking of Steelers fans, did you know immediately upon making that catch in the corner of the end zone 12 years ago that you would be talking about it for 12 years? Did you know as soon as you felt both toes tap, which, by the way, the play before you had your feet in as well, the toe drag out of you is next up. Did you know as soon as you caught that, like, oh, yeah, this is going to be talked about probably for the next 100 years? Was it like that, or were you just kind of dialed in?
For the most part, it was just another game that we had to just continue to just focus, because no matter what happened, we had to do our job until the end of the clock. And when that catch happened in the back of the end zone, all I could do was just thank God. Because years before, I had witnessed what happened to our Pittsburgh Steelers in the 95 Super Bowl versus Dallas Cowboys. And I can remember as a little kid, telling myself that if I get a chance to play in the Super Bowl, that this cannot happen to me.
Oh.
And God made that possible for me to be right where he planned me to be. So when that catch happened, that I was able to do something that was going to be remembered for a lifetime. And that was one of my goals as a kid, was to play the game so that I could always be remembered. If I never go down in the Hall of Fame as one of the great receivers that, had 600 plus catches or, 10,000 plus yards, when you walk inside of Canton, Ohio, into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, that number 10 jersey will read Pittsburgh Steelers last name Holmes on the back, and next it will be Super Bowl MVP. So with that being said, I'm very grateful and thankful that the Lord gave me that opportunity to be in a place that the world can continue to talk about this forever.
Yeah.
That I didn't just bring the world to me, like I brought the world to my feet. And I think the way God was planted, on the cross, and I don't want to continue to drag this on about God, but in my likeliness to this, that the way his feet were planted on that cross and the way I finished with my feet planted in that moment in time, it solidified my faith and my gift that was given to me, that if I'd been the struggle that he had died for everyone, that what I would do would change and make a difference for everybody that believed in what they're seeing today.
Damn.
And so that's a true testament of who God was and what he has given me the strength and ability to do, which was to put the world at notice that this was something that will be remembered forever, just like he was.
Okay, Tone. Tone. Are you a preacher? You're preaching a little bit.
Believer, bro.
Hey, it was awesome. It was awesome. Okay, Tone. Whenever you see something like what's going on with Dwayne Haskins, right? And whenever you were in the NFL, by the way, I was a distraction for my team at one point, got arrested. You got arrested for something now that if it happened, it would be absolutely nothing. But at the time, it inevitably led to your trade. But what was your mindset through that entire process? Like Dwayne Haskins right now, I think he has a chance to turn his whole life around right at this moment. He can. He just separated from his agent. There's a lot of shit, not that he got arrested or anything, but there's a lot of shit being said behind closed doors. He can kind of, what was your mindset whenever you had to kind of move along from the Steelers to the Jets after that situation? I know it didn't happen immediately, but it happened afterwards there. What was your mindset to kind of get back on the right track of everything?
That was definitely tough. One of the things I did was I prayed, put myself in a better position. Know that I caused all the actions that have transpired in my career and up until that point, that I can't put the blame on anyone but myself. And for the decision that was made by the Pittsburgh Steelers, I had to live with that. Had I made better decisions and choices living on my own at such a young age, I'm in a better place, today. Probably, retiring a Steeler, but playing 12, 15 years as a Steeler. But God had a different plan, and he allowed, me to be where I'm at. And I continue to believe that once I got into this better place, that no matter what, I was going to make the best decisions and the best choices and live with the consequences at that point. And once I became a New York Jet, I dedicated my time and my passion to becoming a true football player and a helper, a mentor to the young receivers, and a great teammate. And it definitely showed, up until that point, until I was released from New York. But once Haskins has been put in this position in his career right now, all he can do is just be thankful for the team that gives him another opportunity, and just go out and put those things behind, but understand that you make every choice, every decision, and you have to live with every consequence at the end of the day.
It's a great message, Tone. Great message. What are you doing now? Do you coach? Do you run camps? What do you have going on now, Tone?
Foundation, just giving back, trying to find ways to teach and educate young individuals about the resources that they have available in their community, and just educate them on networking opportunities and building relationships with their community leaders for their future. Learning to build a network around yourself and your peers that you are around every day, and just continue to motivate them and keep them safe.
You ever hit the jugs machine? How are the hands? Hands still good?
Dude.
Still got it?
Did you see that? Did you not see that Reebok commercial that I did?
No. What you did?
Come on, guys. You guys got to get up to date.
No, hold on. That's on me. I should have seen it. How long ago was it filmed?
This was after the Super Bowl.
That's so long. Can we still got the hands?
Still got it.
Okay, I didn't know.
Still got it.
I didn't know.
As long as the photos and the videos are going to be up there, best believe that Tone Time still got it.
Connor, what do you got?
Tone Time, are there any guys today that you see playing at wide receiver that you really wish you could have lined up with and you think you'd be a good duo with?
Oh, my God. Guys that I could line up with today. One thing I would say, the style of play today has definitely elevated to more pass-heavy offensive settings these days. I played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and all we did was run the football as much as we could by having 2, 3, 4 different backs, at a time. I had to share the load, with Hines Ward and Heath Miller, Nate Washington. We had a great trio, and those guys that I got a chance to play with, man, they taught me some of the greatest lessons that I've learned today in moving forward and being a great receiver. If I could line up with anyone today, I would definitely want to play with DK Metcalf as one of my outside receivers.
Smart.
I like Stephon Diggs, and I'll take in Michael Thomas.
Oh, geez.
And I would love to just see how D-Hop, just how he practiced every day.
So you guys are going
why
wide.
he's so good, at catching the football the way he does. So if I could line up with those 5 guys, I think I'll be pretty good.
You're going 5 wide there. Who's throwing the ball? Who's throwing the ball if you had to pick?
Oh, my goodness. Who's throwing the ball? Right now today, man.
Yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers. We know. Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say it had to be A-Rod, and the fact that he's he's so gifted at spreading the football around to a ton of receivers, throughout the season. He picks his main guy, but he sticks with him. But all the other guys are coming on and off, and they're making plays. But I would never not take the Stairway to Heaven, number 7, Big Ben. Because he is by far one of the greatest gifts to this sport, that I have been a part of. And his development and his skill set, his ability to get out and perform on game day and understand that that the game has to be played, for 4 quarters, and he definitely loves to get everybody involved, which explains why I didn't have very many catches, once I played for the Steelers. But I still love him for that because he was able to win Super Bowls for it, and I'm definitely thankful and grateful for that.
Yeah, he's different Ben, older, mature Ben now at this point too. Nick Ronaldo, what do you want? Big Steelers fan here coming.
Santo, you kind of just touched on what I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask about your relationship with Ben because we've seen a lot of things in recent years about maybe some issues with teammates, the drama and the situation with Antonio Brown. I want to know what your relationship was like with him on and off the field.
My first years in the league, we were both young. We were both trying to figure out where we stood. Ben was coming off a Super Bowl, then coming off a car accident. And, trying to gather the team back together. And then the situations that were happening, transpired between he and I, off the field. The relationship that we had on the field was that we trusted each other. We understood where we needed to be and how to perform it. And I think because he and I never had any issue, me wanting in the game, which allowed him to just be himself and have fun in the process because, like I said before, he understood how to spread the ball around with all of his receivers and putting them in the right place to make the right plays at the right time.
I think you just went through a tunnel over there, but we heard the great message you spent loud and clear. Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
No. You're all, yeah. We heard you were great there. We a little bit of a breakup in the middle there. We thought you went through a tunnel we saw in the background there. Happy you're all right, though. You know what I mean? What type of car you got over there? Tone time.
I'm actually pulling up at the airport, man.
Where are you going? Where are we going?
Back to the freezing cold in Ohio.
Where are you at now?
I've done my due diligence here in South Florida, handing out toys and gifts to the kids in the community.
Good guy.
With the 10 Land Foundation. Thanks to United Healthcare and U.S. Sugar for making the donation of $15,000 and helping me raise money for the needy and just give the kids an opportunity to see, what it's like to enjoy Christmas, from people that care about them and want to see that the entire community does well.
That's awesome, Tone. I bet you that was pretty fulfilling. You love the fulfillment, huh, of the philanthropy?
Dude, when I was a young kid, no one ever gave us anything, and I never really asked for anything as a kid. But my goal was to just make sure I gave back to the community because it's just my way of paying it forward. And I think that message from God allowed me to be in this position and to be able to say that this is what I know I can do, regardless of what anyone else thinks. I'm going to be the guy that helps him and give back to the community.
Where'd you grow up at?
Where I grew up at?
Yeah.
Belle Glade, Florida.
Oh, really?
Down here in South Florida.
I didn't know
Fred Taylor, Riddell Anthony, Johnny Rutledge, Ray McDonald, Travis Benjamin, Kelvin Benjamin. Oh my God, the list goes on. Clive Wolford, Santonio Thomas, Jesse Hester, Lewis Oliver, Robert Newkirk. Oh my God!
So what you guys do? You just played football? You guys just play? Did you guys just play football? Why is it just a hotbed for incredible football players down there in South Florida?
I honestly think because there's nothing else for us to do here. And when I say there's nothing else for us to do here, we chase rabbits. We live in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the Everglades. And when they told us how easy it was to earn a scholarship and that our parents didn't have to pay for it if we played football or we played in a sport, why not take advantage of learning something at a young age and going out and fulfilling that? But at the same time, it becomes a profession.
Tone time. I've heard this story about you guys chasing rabbits down there. Not a one of y'all motherfuckers have ever caught the rabbit, right? That is I've heard this story because this was, I think ESPN did a documentary. Like there was a documentary on this, I think, and then I'd always heard it in locker rooms too because guys come from there like, oh, they chase rabbits down there. I'm like, what does that mean? They chase rabbits? You guys, like, it's like this is a legit thing, and people catch the rabbit down there?
Check this. You and your crew come down here and meet me in South Florida.
We ain't catching
and I take you. and I take you out to the cane fields where we chased our rabbits at, and I teach you a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? To see if you really got some skills.
I don't though. John, I don't think I'm catching any rabbit. That's why whenever I heard that you guys were potentially catching rabbits, there are highly trained canines that can't catch rabbits. When I heard this, that's 4 legs, by the way. That seems to be a little bit quicker if you had to be. When I heard that, you guys are actually catching rabbits, though? No way.
Dude, okay, so we learned the skill, throughout our childhood by going out with my grandparents, obviously. My grandpa used to take me and my uncles, out hunting. So he would sometimes sit in the car, hang out the window with his .22 rifle, shoot them, pick them off. We'd go out and pick them up. But then there were times that when they were actually burning the cane fields, then we were actually going out in the cane fields, and now we got to hunt the rabbits with our dogs and with our cane stick, with our cane poles. Jeez. So what we did, we took a cane stalk, broke it down, let's say about 2.5 feet. And that's what we carried around. So what we would do is walk along the ditch banks, the canals. And as the rabbits would scurry away from the fire, they are trying to get somewhere close that they could stay nearby, but far enough that someone can't see them. So we learned that, hey, if we hunt down the ditch banks, that we're going to get something scattering out of here sooner or later. So we would send the dog to walk up and down the ditch on the side where we couldn't walk as humans. And we would stand on top. And as they would come up out of the bushes, we would either jump on them, we would chase them in the field, throwing our sticks after them, depending on what type they were. If they were cottontail rabbits, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to catch them too fast. I don't care what kind of skill you got, But those ones were worth a little bit more if you caught one of those, because of the severity of chasing them down and trying to catch one of them out of the many that come out of the field.
Hey, Peter Cottontail ran a 4.1, dude. He ran 4.1 laser, not even hand time. We're talking laser time. He ran a 4.1.
Absolutely.
So you guys are in the middle of the Everglades down there? So I fly down to Florida every once in a while for work or whatever, and we'll fly over, and it'll just be pitch black, for it seems like ever. And then you look down and you think to yourself, okay, there's like pythons in there, and there's alligators in there, and who knows how many more things that could kill you. If your plane was to go down here, this is probably worst place imaginable if your plane had to go down. And then you'll see like a cabin somewhere just out in the middle with a light on. It's like, what the hell does that person do for their entire life there? So you guys just got gators walking through the neighborhood? Like, is that what I'm thinking? Is that your life?
Absolutely. 100%.
You should be running from gators.
Funny story about me and alligators. I had just, I think I was in my senior year of high school, and I had took my grandma's car out to visit my son's mom, who was actually pregnant at the time. So I was going to go spend the night with them. So I drove over, and as I'm driving back home to drop my grandma's car off, this big 8-9 foot gator comes right outside on the street. And when I say on the street, he's blocking the traffic light. You're not going this way at all.
Here we go.
So I'm driving up, I'm trying to get him out the road and driving up closer and closer with the car. And you can just see him just snapping at the car. And he wouldn't move. He would not move out of the road. And so I had to back my car up and drive around in order to get around this gator.
Yeah, you got bullied.
I got bullied.
Yeah. Damn. That's going to happen, though, man. I think that's going to happen whenever you're living amongst the alligators. I think you're potentially going to lose every once in a while. Hey, Tone Time, I appreciate your time. Safe travels back to Ohio. It is cold as hell up here.
Dude, man, thank you guys so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. Shout out to the Third and Long Foundation, all of my supporters, the team. You guys have been doing such a great job in, helping raise money and awareness for sickle cell. To our new team, the 10 All In Foundation. Thank you guys for helping with these donations to make a difference and dedicated to changing lives in these at-risk communities.
Nice. Santonio Holmes. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
Hey, hope you have safe travels there.
Yeah, seriously. Don't run into any gators.
Oh, is he just so? Belle Glades, it makes sense, right? Because in Pittsburgh, it's described as like the East Hills, the South Hills, the North Hills.
Yep.
Because you're just living in the hills of Pittsburgh. Over there, we live in the Belle Glades part of the Everglades. Oh, you got to travel down there. Don't want to go down there.
Don't go to the East Glades.
Hey, don't go to the East Glades. Woo!
Jeez.
They got a python problem.
North Glades they got 13-foot gators. You don't want to go up there either.
Bro, that goddamn catch. When he was talking about Jesus on the cross, he was talking about his feet going like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Which if you remember the catch, if you don't remember the catch, you go, his feet were exactly
Just like
that.
that.
So
Yeah.
what he was talking about, I was like, oh, this is an interest. I was not expecting this answer, right? This is not an answer I was expecting at all. And then as he was talking, I was like, oh, that literally was exactly how his feet were. And Madden's on the call, by the way.
Yep.
Oh my God, John Madden's on the call.
Iconic.
I think. And then Al Michaels and Madden. Wow, could you imagine if they were calling games today?
That duo.
Well, that's what's crazy is I remember that game clear as day. I would give me 100 guesses, I would have never guessed John Madden was calling that game.
Al Michaels calling the final 2 minutes. Ben Roethlisberger on a drive to either tie or win the Super Bowl. There's like a heightened urgency in Al Michaels' voice. It's pretty cool to watch that drive back. Good game there. Didn't ask him about the Steelers once. That's on me. I'll get better. I will get better. Cam Hayward's coming on.
Yeah.
Cam Hayward's coming on in an hour and 10 minutes. He's on the team, which is why I didn't ask Tone Time any of those questions.
Pretty smart, really.
How about him dunking on Diggs there early?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Let's get some phone calls here. Let's go to Kate. By the way, if you would like to call 1-888-MAD-DOG-6. Let's go to Casey in Chicago. What's going on, Casey?
Hey, what's good, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay?
Yeah, you sound great. What's going on?
Doing good. Hey, I'm actually a huge Packers fan, but I got to say, these Bears fans, they're super quiet right now. They got the chance to control their own destiny, but usually around this time of year, they're chatting, but they haven't said nothing. So I thought it was kind of pretty interesting. I kind of wanted to call through a little bit, talk more about Green Bay just a little bit. I know you guys were talking at the top of it, but
No.
I don't know, man. This is a whole decade of dominance in the NFC, if you think about it, right? They're pretty much one Super Bowl away from, true elite dominance. And I don't know, I kind of wanted to get your opinion about that.
Thank you, Casey. Green Bay Packers have been dominant in the NFC.
Yes, for sure.
If you're a Packers fan in Chicago, good place to be.
Definitely.
For yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume if you're a Packers fan in Chicago, you probably enjoy a good verbal joust.
For sure.
And you've enjoyed the hell out of the last decade. I'd assume Casey's life has been good for the last 10 years in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why you want to talk about it. And I want to let you know, Casey, you're in the right for being happy as you have been and talk the amount of shit that you have talked the last decade.
You should.
For sure.
But you know what the team you're a fan of, though? They're trying to push out fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, God. Keep shit talking while he's still there, then.
I mean, come on. Can we not just have a coronation for the rest of the year and then we can address that kind of bullshit once the season's over? For Christ's sake.
I was watching the other night, and I thought to myself, imagine this dude not playing quarterback for this team next year, 2 years.
My head would explode.
Well,
that was the thought, though, by somebody.
I know.
That
Sneaks up on
he's
you.
not going to be.
This guy stinks.
That's what they thought.
Jesus Christ.
imagine if they helped him in the first 2 rounds.
At some point, that's going to have to be addressed where they go, we were wrong. Okay, listen, here's a 7-year contract. Let's just move on. Hour 1 wrapping up. Big thanks to Tone Time. On the other side, we got more phone calls and more bullshit. This is Pat McAfee Show, Sirius XM. If something happens one time, anomaly. Happens 2 times, it's like, oh, okay, maybe. But whenever there's a trend of 18 plus, 20 plus things being predicted, you got to go like, hey, Groening, the gig's up. We know. You're a time traveler.
Just tell us.
Bro, I just want to talk to you. I got so many questions. Siegfried and Roy tiger attack. Do you remember that?
Of course.
Do you remember back in the day how tight Siegfried and Roy were with their tigers? It was like every main story was like, oh, these tigers are the best behaved animals on earth, blah, blah, blah. Simpsons in 1993 said the tiger is going to turn. This little friendly tiger is going to become an enemy of Siegfried and Roy quickly, and it's going to happen. 2003, it actually happened. Autocorrect errors, 1994. Before you could even play Snake on the gray little box phone, they predicted that autocorrect will happen on your phone. Are you kidding me? Didn't happen until 2007. FaceTime, 1995. Not even a thought. I don't even know if anybody knew what the fuck the internet was.
Oh, that's
that little mark with the A and then the ring around it.
At?
See, that's what I said.
No.
What is internet anyway?
In 1995, they said, don't worry, you'll be carrying around a device where you will be face-to-face with somebody on the opposite side of Earth. 1995, they said that. 2010, it happened. Faulty voter machines. 2008, they predicted it. 2012, it became the forefront of conversation in a big, big way. I assume these voter machines have been up in question for a long, long time, but they just knew that it was going to come to fruition in 2012.
No, I want to vote for Obama.
2 votes for McCain.
Come on, it's time for a change.
3 votes for McCain.
The God particle. Now, this is the big one. Ty Schmidt did research. He said the God particle is the absolute reason why he is 1,000% a time traveler. Homer Simpson got up there like fucking Matt Damon in that movie where they have that
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting, and draws up this equation for what the God particle is, which what is the God particle?
Yeah, it's basically this equation that essentially like explains how the universe was created.
And they did that in 1998, and the exact equation happens in 2012.
That's unheard of.
14 years ahead of time. They got Homer Simpson up there looking like that goddamn janitor from Harvard, solving equations up on a chalkboard, and 14 years later, it's like, yeah, that's actually how the universe was founded. It's like, wait a fucking minute, little comedy writer with the goddamn yellow cartoon, bro. That's insane. The NSA spying scandal. Everybody knew that the Patriot Act was like in existence, but nobody had a clue that NSA literally knows everything about you. Every dick you've sent has been seen by some government agency, but it wasn't always like that. We didn't know that everything was getting spied on, Sean. Nobody knew that.
I didn't know.
They predicted that in 2007, 2013 it happened.
No, Lisa, it's not like the government is listening to everybody's conversation.
Smartwatches. 1995, they said it would happen. 2014, they came to fruition. America's Ebola outbreak. 1997, they said it. 2014. Do you remember when Ebola hit? It was like, it was literally...
Hospitals like shutting down.
Oh, they had people wearing like hazmat suits, carrying people around because they were scared Ebola was possible. In the modern world, this was happening. Years and years and years and years ago, Matt Groening said this is going to happen. The FIFA corruption scandal, 2014, they called it. 2015, it came all crashing down. Everybody knew they were getting their pockets greased, making decisions, sending a World Cup to a goddamn desert. Matt Groening said it's going to happen. It happened. Greece's debt default, 2012, they called it. 2015, it happened. So many countries out there, by the way.
They picked Greece?
The exact country to happen. Trump's presidency, 2000, they called it. 2016, it came to fruition. The Simpsons called this President Trump out there, and everybody probably looked at, oh, those Simpsons guys are so funny. Bang, 16 years later, it is about to happen. It goes down. Lady Gaga Super Bowl halftime show, 2012, they called it. 2017. I mean, I think we all knew that she was born this way. She would probably get the halftime show at some point, but to the details that they had. These are not coincidences. Coincidences. I don't know how you pronounce it.
How the fuck do they know this stuff?
He's
it's got to be time travel.
Matt Groening is a time travel. I have so many fucking questions. Disney's takeover of Fox, 1998. They said it. 2017, it happens. The Shard in London, which is a building behind Big Ben, I guess. Is that right?
Apparently, that's what Google search said.
1995, 2009, it comes to fruition. Robot librarians, 95, they called it. 2016, it happens. The censorship of Michelangelo's David, 1990, 2016, it happened. Three-eyed fish from the fucking nuclear waste place.
In Japan.
Three-eyed fish comes to fruition in 2001. Matt Groening did it in 1990. 9/11. 9/11. They called that happening. If you do recall planes going into buildings, they said it in 1997, 2001, it happens. The Syrian uprising, everything that's going on in the Middle East has all been talked about on The Simpsons. And then he created another show called Futurama. That is huge. He created another show like, yeah, listen, here's me rubbing it in the face that's where I could go if I have to. I have so many questions for Matt Groening, and guess what, Matt Groening? The gig's up. We know. I'm all in on you, Matt. And I'm a fan, by the way, aren't we? We're big fans. I'm
a huge fan.
If you want to travel to future me or current me or past me and say what's up, I think we would all be appreciated.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Hour 2 on this Wednesday, December 30th, 2020. Pat McAfee Show on SiriusXM Channel 82. Mad Dog Sports Radio begins right now.
Okay.
Had a little bit of a deeper thought, breath and thought there.
Oh, okay. I'm getting heartburn.
Shout out to, are you?
Just a little bit. Just a little acting up today.
Prilosec, I've heard.
OTC.
Yeah, this is not an ad. They have not paid us. And I think Prilosec is actually one of those commercials where they talk about it and then they go real quiet voice about all the things that could potentially bad happen to you. And then it says at the end, yeah, but you'll be happy. And then it goes, I'm not 100% sure, but because this is my first trip into the is it called heartburn, what I'm getting?
Yeah, acid reflux.
Yeah. Same thing? Are those the same things, those two? Heartburn and acid reflux?
Heartburn is a condition of acid reflux.
Okay, but this is the first time I've ever gotten it. It's been in the last couple of weeks. If you do recall, I was potentially in the best shape of my life just not that long ago for the War Games match. I was getting ready for War Games. By the way, if you could go to Twitter right now and say hashtag NXT Award Breakout, and then space, hashtag Pat McAfee. I'd appreciate it. They wrote me off TV. It'd be cool to win their awards, though.
Please.
Yeah. It'd be cool to win their awards. And by the way, I guess that is a real life, I guess that is a real life, like they count the tweets thing.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. Twitter's my place.
It's not fake.
Okay, well then do the right thing.
If you could please do the right thing, tweet hashtag NXT Award Breakout and then hashtag Pat McAfee. That'd be very nice. That would be hilarious.
Let's get some awards. Come on.
That would be. I was in the best shape of my life, though, going into War Games. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Best shape of my life. Felt very good. Had a good spray tan, too. Wasn't too dry. It was very good. And then, remember, immediately afterwards, because I got into such good shape, I was like, I'm going to go to town here, and then we're going to start January, well, actually, because the first is Friday.
Right.
Or Saturday, so it's
Friday.
actually the third. We're probably going to start on the third, because the weekend, have to do it on a Monday. Let's go ahead and go out with style. But I started getting this feeling that there was a caveman fire happening inside of my body. It was waking me up at 2, 3 o'clock because of how much I was eating. It was getting uncomfortably fat. I had never experienced this before. You guys told me, probably like this happened. Zito told me chug some Pepto-Bismol down and I powered through that. It is terrible. Yeah. It is a very terrible thing.
I mean, we did eat pizza, I think, like 4 days in a row, so that definitely was a big, part of the problem. But
lava cakes.
Well, is this with me forever now?
No. No.
I mean, you just got to manage it.
January 3rd, whenever I go back into diet.
Changes in diet.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I might get ripped up more than I've ever been with this Oculus boxing. Billy Tubes tried it last night. He was exhausted. He fought the first. It is a full workout. Hey, it is a full body work. And I know I've sold a lot of Oculuses, I think, to a lot lot of people.
You have.
I'm about to get one.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I've sold legitimately at least 15 because I've had former teammates and friends of mine that don't live in Indianapolis send me DMs saying, "Oh, I bought one. It's back ordered till late January, back ordered thing." So and Oculus has given us $0. I just want to let everybody know that it is just so fun. That workout, I think I might be in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life. My back is all, my shoulders, the old traps, you know what I mean? I mean, everything is in there. And normally when I get lifted, I want to put on,
Sure. Of course.
I think this one's going to maybe rip me up a little bit.
Get you cut.
I've never seen that me before. I could be introducing a whole new me in 2021 from the outside. My Avi could be a little bit different in 2021 with this Oculus, and I'm pretty pumped up about that. Tim McAfee, I think, is even thinking about getting it.
Really?
Tim McAfee hates everything that Oculus would stand for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's old school in every fact, but he says you should talk about how it's getting people in shape. If this is going to get you in shape, I think it's something you should do. I'm like, hey, it is getting me into absolute rip shape. Will I have heartburn then if I'm in like the best shape of my life?
No. Probably not.
No.
Okay, good.
I think it depends more on what you eat too. If you go pizza 3 days in a row, you're probably going to be battling with a little heartburn.
Highly acidic, that tomato sauce, man.
It came out that LeBron James eats a dessert with every meal.
Really?
Yeah, came out.
Like a brownie? Or?
I think it was Tristan Thompson maybe that said it. I saw it on the internet. Gumpy, the guy who lives literally on the internet. I don't even think Gumpy's a real human at this point. If it's on the internet, Gumpy has seen it. Who said it?
I mean, you spend $1 million on your workouts, you can eat whatever you want.
Well, that is exactly what so I think Tristan Thompson said that he has a dessert with every single, he'll wake up, have 5 French toast, a bunch of syrup on top of it. He'll have a dessert with that. And then he'll go and put 50 points on everybody or dunk on everybody.
Spend a couple bottles of wine. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, he was doing that for one season. Hey, something to think about, by the way, if you're on that Golden State team up there, that probably doesn't look like now granted, they hit a game winner last night, probably not going to win it this year, kind of maybe hope for next year. Show up drinking wine to the arena, and then in games, just let the ball just roll right past you out of bounds.
Yeah.
LeBron did that for 1 year in LA.
Did. And what happened the next year?
They won a title.
Yeah.
So if you want to win a title, it feels like that's the way to go about doing it. But okay, I'm happy that I don't have to live with acid reflux forever.
Maybe start drinking wine, I mean, that's good for heart health.
I went on a little smack the bag run there.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit different, I assume, than what LeBron was drinking.
I don't know. Franzi is pretty up. It's top of the line stuff.
Hey, you guys have seen me chug now at this point.
Uh-huh.
The world has. When Smack the Bag came out, it was a crowd pleaser.
I can imagine.
Hope we got another one of these.
No, the next day, though. Yeah, exactly. The next day, though, wine and I did not have a great relationship. Even whenever I was at the age where I didn't get hangovers, even at that age, wine used to get me, and it was. I've never been able to really do it since.
That taste in your mouth will. The next
Phil,
morning.
our CFO is a full wino. At this
Oh, yeah, big time wino.
I have turned as well.
You're a wino now?
I love wine now, too.
Oh, it's something that happens, by the way.
It's so good.
It's just such a good weeknight, mood fixer, vibe. It's great.
I've heard the
hop in the bag.
So whenever I had, no, I don't know if you smacking bags back there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the bath. Excuse me, not the bag.
Oh,
this guy doesn't know
Some
about
bubbles.
smacking the bag.
Well,
I smacked the bag, but I'm not drinking. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's going to taste the same forever.
Yeah, but you're still at the age right now where you would not be there. What I'm saying is normally, now Foxy being, and this is a little early here for Foxy, but Foxy is a 90-year-old man. Though.
True.
You know what I mean? So I think I'm at the generation, the age where people are starting to become the wine drinkers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're starting to get to that. And whenever I saw Phil do it, I was like, oh, are we? I guess I'm at this stage too.
We're here.
And then I tried to give it a go, And I was like, yeah, well, go ahead. That stinks. Get that out of here. I'm going to go hit this ball.
You only know one speed, though, when it comes to the booze.
Yeah, true. It is a go time. It's fun, though. Hey, it's
It's the fastest speed in the world, by the way. It is. It's unbelievable.
Everybody has a good time.
Every single person.
But boy, the next 7 days are problems. It's good for me not to anymore. I'll drink a beer every once in a while, No, I won't. I don't really even do it because what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It is very interesting, whenever you go for a long time. For instance, yesterday I lost one of my best friends from college, like a guy that we used to, a lot of reminiscing last night about my time at West Virginia, going through a lot of old photos with said friend, and they were always in lit environments. You know what I mean? So, and it was great to relive great memories. And if you're out there and you haven't tried any of the drugs that potentially kill you if you get it, then please don't. It is a evil thing that is taking over a lot of people. I think if you're my age, you've had, like last night I was talking to one of my best friends from college as well, old Reed, and we're at the point now where addiction has killed too many people at this point. Like we were trying to go back and remember all of our friends that have passed either from addiction, whether it's high school friends or college friends or even in their professional life. Addiction just kind of captivates people, and there's some evil shit in there, that are taking people over. And if you have, just don't do it, man. And I feel so bad for the people that are battling because it's their bodies, it's everything like that. My friend that passed away yesterday was a smart dude. He was, my friend Reed said it yesterday. He said he wouldn't give you the shirt off of his back, okay? But he would jump into the pile to fight for the shirt that got stolen from him. You know what I mean? Like that is the type of guy, and I think that was it. He was so successful. He was smart. He was a lawyer at one point. He was damn near writing laws at one point. He was successful riding high. And then, he just slipped and thought something wasn't it. And then he just got capped. It just took him, and it was yesterday. I got a message basically that they found him, passed away. And it was one of those things where I think we all expected it to potentially happen. Even him, by the way. Like the conversations with him, he knew it, and he just couldn't get through it for whatever reason. And yesterday was a pretty emotional night for me, So I went through it all. And if you haven't, just don't do it. And if you're alone or whatever, and you're looking for something, like there's a lot more people that love you than you could ever imagine. And just something to remember. But going through those photos from back in the day, when everything was just like go, 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 it's hard to just sit there and drink a beer and be out at a place and be like, well, this could be a lot more fun. Like there's the thought that, hey, this entire evening could be a lot more fun. But I guess I'll just drink. One Bud Light here.
There you go.
Yeah, this is
it's growing up.
Well, what these sophisticated drunks do is they order wine.
They switch to wine,
and then they start just housing it. They make things the bong wine, by the way. These rich yuppies that do the wine, they make things and they're like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm a wino. I take trips, and it's like, no. You're bonging a malt liquor right now, right? No, I am not. It is a thing that gets the air out of the bottle so we can dump it quicker. Oh, so you're trying to bong wine right now? No, it's not bonging, please. It is trying it faster.
Helps your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
They say you drink 3, 4, 6 bottles of this a day. It'll help your body. All right, let's get to a break here early. Rest in peace, John Hardison. We love you, brother. Yesterday was tough, dude. It is interesting though, because we are at a point where we all know somebody that passed away from this thing. You know, it's like, how do we stop it? Like, how do we? It's a tough thing. I don't like doing personal shit on the show like that because I'm a dance monkey dance guy, but Hardy deserved it, dude. That guy and we had some hilarious memories together. He and I. First picture of us is us, and probably not a good sign now that I think about it. We're sitting at a table. He played football at West Virginia first couple of years, and then he retired.
Nice.
Because college, he said. Didn't play, but he was a practice squad guy and a legend. The first picture, maybe the first picture that was ever uploaded to my Facebook when people could tag photos to people. Which, by the way, for those that weren't alive during that, game changer, ruined a lot of lives. A lot of lives very quick. The wall was something that changed everybody's life. Photos were getting tagged. You were where? What? No, that wasn't. That's not me.
Wait, how did that?
Untagged.
The first photo is me and this guy sitting. I think it's a Chicken Bone. So shout out to that place for letting us in as 18-year-olds that did not look 21 at all. But I was Jason McAfee. Shout out to Jason, too.
Jay.
Shout out Jay getting me in there. And we're sitting in front of a table of, I think, 20 beers. It's just us sitting there.
There you go.
Middle of fall semester. I'm starting kicker for West Virginia. And it's just probably a Tuesday or Wednesday night, and there's just 20 beers sitting in front of us.
Won the game that weekend, too.
I did not. The team I was on did. And to the fans, I apologize. I probably shouldn't have done that, but college, man.
All right.
15 minutes into hour 2 here. On the other side, we'll break down some college coaches potentially going to the NFL.
Ooh.
Row the boat, maybe, going to the NFL.
Really?
That's what they're saying. Is that his agent cooking things up to potentially get him out of the college experiment in Minnesota because he doesn't want to do it anymore? Or is it a real thing? A guy who was in the NFL for the 49ers for one game, knows the business a little bit, and has had success whenever he goes places. Now, not sustained success because he's moved up the ranks so quick, and in Minnesota they weren't good this year. But would P.J. Fleck be a good NFL coach? We'll talk about that on the other side. Also, Urban Meyer may be going down at Rashad Khan's pool paradise.
Wow.
Maybe he goes to Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. Not a bad place to go if you're going to go a place.
Yeah, not bad at all.
He was allegedly potentially going to get the Washington football team job last year. Remember, he was sitting in a suite with Alex Smith at one point, which caused all types of speculation and conversation. He's stuck with TV. He's still aligned with Ohio State. So if he was the coach again, you would think it would be in the NFL. If you're Urban Meyer, a lot of boats down there in Jacksonville.
That's right.
Maybe you do go down there. We'll talk about that. We'll take some phone calls and questions from the Twitter. We appreciate you listening and watching wherever the hell you may be. This is Pat McAfee Show, Wednesday, December 30th, 2020.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Pat McAfee. Used to hold balls for Adam Vinatieri. Now I'm in his home state. College game day is absolutely electric in Brookings, South Dakota. Let's go!
College game day has made the voyage to Brookings, South Dakota to experience a game with the best fans in college football. I unfortunately cannot attend because I have a game this Sunday, so I sent a man I trust to make my picks. A man who was my holder for almost a decade. Please be nice to him. Welcome this week's celebrity guest picker, Pat McAfee.
Go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Hosting Auburn. Yes, everybody saw this. The best fake punt in the world. What do you think, Pat?
I absolutely loved it all the way up until execution time. That is not one we like to show in the brand headquarters and punting and kicking world.
Oh, dance off. Oh, let's get weird. Yes. Duck that, huh?
Bang! Right off the top of the dome. That makes it a lot easier when you got a dummy standing right in front of you like that.
Running. He's Hayden Daniel Russo.
Wax on, wax off, knee to the face.
World Series.
Go, go, yes.
These teams stink. With that 15, they celebrate by doing shotguns. And I'm a big fan of that. I'm going with the University of Virginia Cavaliers. That was great. Whoa! And I will never, ever in the history of my life cut against that ball. Oklahoma State is a win here. It doesn't matter. Not so fast again.
But I'm going Trey.
Please excuse my dumb friend Kirk. Look at this crowd. They've been out here since 4 a.m. College game day comes to town. They lose their mind. The population of this state is about 800,000. And when the Jackrabbits take the field, they're alongside all 800,000 South Dakotans. The Dakota marker was in Fargo for far too long. Today, 5 o'clock local time, the Dakota marker is back in beautiful Brookings, South Dakota. Military school. They might be the Jackrabbits, but they're the GOATs today. Ladies and gentlemen, South Dakota State with the win.
Give me that vice head. No, don't do that. No. Leave. Coach.
Pat says it'll be no.
I told you I came on your radio show that we were going to get you on College Game Day.
Not only are you incredibly intelligent and handsome, you're a man of your word. You picked North Dakota today, so I had to bury you.
That's okay.
But it's been nothing but incredible. The College Game Day crew is hospitable. In South Dakota State, I think we can all agree, they showed up here.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I've watched the show, obviously, forever. And it's on in every single NFL locker room. My coaches are.
Yeah.
So this is a big-time deal for me, my family, my friends.
All right, I'm back in the day here. Appreciate you, boys.
It's from the training room of the Colts. A.J. Watt tweeted. I have texts from every human that I've ever done television with, like since way back in the day. They're like, we knew this day would come. Equipment managers, old teammates. I mean, you don't get to trend on Twitter often anymore. They make it damn near impossible. Go up onto a stage with a couple legends and talk some shit in front of the incredible South Dakota fans.
You do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
Do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
One fight at a time, fellas.
The Pat McAfee Show.
That's right.
We need a couple more of those for next year.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a couple there.
New bumpers. Need them.
You know what we need?
What's that?
We need to put the bumpers on the beginning of the song. So there isn't like the drop off the no sound to song. Like this song, good song, but it starts with no sound because that's how audio things work. They have no sound because there's you see,
3-second intro.
Not even that, but there's a skip to the next song.
I think we can play with the crossfade and blend them a little bit.
Yeah, you can blend them.
I can blend them?
Yeah, so like the last 5 seconds of the last song is overlapped with the first 5 seconds
It's
of
like
the
I'm a
next song.
DJ. I'm like doing the
Exactly.
On here I can?
Spotify lets you.
You should get a house band.
Ooh. I mean, all right, go fucking find them. How are we going to do that?
I got Jay.
Jay's the drummer. We'll get him a double bass pedal thing, so you just got to fucking hit him, chop him like Juju.
Be perfect.
I got the voice of an angel.
There you go. We got a singer now. What do
Hey,
we need?
what's
Max
up?
Man?
What's up with Canada, dude? I thought you guys were supposed to be nice. A lot of bad things were said about me from Canadians on Twitter yesterday because of the Chris Stefolsky conversation.
I've warned you about it, Pat. I have warned you.
Yeah, I thought I was putting that guy over pretty good. So he's my new favorite football player. Now, it turns out he's probably not playing this weekend, which is an absolute bummer, not only for me, but all football fans and especially Arizona Cardinals fans, because Kyler Murray has been cleared to practice after potentially being out this weekend in a must-win game against the Los Angeles Rams to get into the playoffs. He had a lower leg injury. He was questionable. Their new starter was a guy who won the goddamn Grey Cup just a couple months ago for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers named Chris Streveler, the leveler. But whenever I saw his goddamn Twitter avi at C. Strevy, I'm like, well, that's Stefolsky to me.
Yeah.
The Blue Bombers Twitter page actually retweeted your tweet and called him Stefolsky.
Okay, so tell the rest of you Canadians, get off my ass.
Chill out. All right? Trying to grow the game for you.
Hey, and by the way, C. Strevy, big fan still.
Yeah.
Dude has an 8-pack. White guy with an 8-pack out there. Not easy to do.
No.
In all of his highlights, he's just running people over.
Yeah.
Him and Cliff Kingsbury would have been a fun little duo.
Yeah, well, him and McDaniels in New England next year will be just as good. Bring him up. Put the C on him.
Him and Adam Gase, you mean?
Oh,
in New England.
yeah, that's right.
Bill Belichick has come out and said that he doesn't think Sam Darnold could have been receiving any better coaching than he is right now at the New York Jets. This comes just days after rumors have been speculated that Adam Gase will be the next quarterback coach for the New England Patriots. And Chris Johnson allegedly told Adam Gase in the building in a conversation that he would no longer be the New York Jets coach after this weekend. So look for their special teams to score.
Ooh.
Yeah, know what I mean? If you got a lame duck coach, probably going to go out there. Not that he hasn't already done that. I mean, the defense coordinator kind of went into business for himself and called a cover zero blitz in the last play of the game, basically a Hail Mary situation, which ultimately led to them losing to the Raiders, and the Raiders' last game looking like a good football team, really. So look for a lot of wild shit out of the Jets potentially this week.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's go.
Special teams touchdown, probably a good bet for the Jets this week.
Well, and also Gase is probably want to unload the chamber across the field from Belichick. Let him know, hey, look, I still got it.
Hey.
I can come over there next year and help you guys out.
So that's basically a done deal, everybody's saying, huh?
Yeah, I can't
Adam
wait.
Gase is going to be a quarterback coach for the New England Patriots next year?
I'm fired up for it. The only guy.
How, though? How? What is...
How?
So Peyton Manning got this guy the gig, right?
There
Now
it
Bill
is.
Belichick's like best coach and Sam Darnold could have is from the guy he has right now, which, by the way, is that shitting on Josh McDaniels?
Whoa.
No, he probably said outside of this building or whatever. But Adam Gase is going to be a New England Patriot coach next year. That's what everybody's saying. Good for Adam Gase. Is that like a coach rehab thing, like almost like Alabama did?
Might be a coach
what I mean?
rehab thing. I think Bill's hearing everything that everybody's saying about him not being a good coach. He's saying, you know what? I'll bring in every coach that you guys think fucking sucks, and I'll go out there and I'll put a team out there that wins and goes to the playoffs. And Adam Gase, you said it. Peyton Manning thinks he's good. Fucking bring him in. I love the guy then.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about your idea of Bill Belichick saying, if you guys think I'm a bad coach, I'm going to hire every bad coach and I'm going to win with them.
Yep.
He tried to do that with players.
Uh-huh.
You know, he said, I'm going to play very bad players.
It almost worked.
But it didn't.
I mean, 6-9 right now. You look at the season, we could easily be 9-6 playing for a playoff spot.
You couldn't be. You could also be 0.
We could be 0-15. That's why it's so incredible we got 6 of them.
You know, Cam Newton throwing for 5 touchdowns this year.
Yeah. 10 picks. He's got 2,400 yards passing.
Cam. I feel so bad for Cam.
I do too.
Man, those workout videos, dude.
He was grinding.
God.
He's
Bro.
still waking up at 4:20 every morning.
By the way, shout out 4:20. Him waking up 4:20 a.m. a la house. Okay, so he sleeps in his outfits, I guess. Whatever. 4:30. Doesn't sip coffee till 8. We thought maybe that was a little bit of a problem. You should start sipping coffee maybe earlier.
Sure.
Because maybe you're watching film with a little bit more diligence.
A little bit more awake.
But that's probably round 4 there where he hits the 8 a.m. and he's like, this is when I need it or whatever. I just hope Cam Newton gets another chance somewhere and Cam Newton is Cam Newton again. But I'm feeling like that's potentially not going to happen.
Yeah, it may be over. I still genuinely do think that he should stay in New England for another year and see what Adam Gase can do for him.
Why? Why would you want that?
Because all that you hear
Why
about
would he want that?
I was going to say, but does he have any options? Like, is a team going to pick up Cam? Like, he's done, isn't he?
The normal thing is if you get cut from the Patriots, you get signed somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's just how it's been for the last 20 years. You rarely see somebody go through the waivers if they're cut from the New England Patriots because everybody in the NFL is like, well, not everybody, but 17, 18 teams are like, well, Bill Belichick liked the guy. Let's go ahead and we'll sign him for whatever. You know, we only got to keep him up for 3 weeks. We'll do it if he works out, he doesn't work out. And we'll try to get some information from him about what goes on in New England. I don't know if I hope he does. Hey, I hope he does because I like to live in the nostalgia a little bit. You know, Aaron talked about this yesterday whenever he was referring to the Star Wars episodes 4, 5, and 6. Is there episodes 1, 2, and 3?
Oh, yeah. They made them after 4, 5, 6.
Prequel series, if you will.
Of course.
And then 7, 8, 9 are the most recent, of course.
Of course. So they started Star Wars episode 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, was that the first Star Wars movie?
Yes.
How the fuck you guys were like, yeah, this is good?
Nah, George Lucas, you know, that's his thing.
Weapon. I mean, he created a whole world. You know, you got to respect it.
By the way, pretty genius now that I think about it, that you start at 4.
Yes.
You know? If this hits, we can obviously go as high as we want. We got a lot of numbers there.
Yep.
But also thinking ahead here, we can also take this son of a bitch back, and we can even go BC here.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
It'd be whatever.
They could go -2, -1, 0.
So he started out, made 4, 5, 6, then later on made 1, 2, 3. Then he sold everything to Disney for millions upon millions, maybe billions. I can't remember the exact price. And
I
he
would
made
assume it's
7, 8, 9.
hundreds of millions. I would assume.
Close to billions, I believe.
He's still getting money off him, of course.
What's he do now?
Chills.
He consults from time to time.
Thinks
with them,
about
but-
you.
He runs like a special effects, just like a studio, pretty much that a bunch of movies use now.
We've tried to make a movie with special effects. That guy's making a lot of money if he's running a special effects.
Oh, yeah.
They are expensive.
Rake it in.
But anyways, nostalgia. I like to live in nostalgia. When Cam Newton was playing, it was so much fun to watch. I got a chance to see it from the sideline when we played against him. It was so awesome. It was a show. It was a goddamn show.
Yeah.
It's like, here we go. And I thought, chip on the shoulder, he's going to go there. For whatever reason, it didn't work out in New England. Whatever. I mean, maybe he's got a little hitch, maybe is what people think. Maybe he didn't getting dropped into that offense with not a lot of time to prepare for it is tough because there was 20 years of the same thing, and then all of a sudden new quarterback comes in. Maybe that was it, but it does not look like there's going to be a lot of opportunities potentially, especially with how many quarterbacks are going to be up. And there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks in the market coming up.
That's why I think you just bring him back for $1 million and you have him be a mentor. Like, although his play on the field hasn't been great, the way he responds to adversity, the way he carries his business, that's been like the best part about him. So why not just have him be there for another year, especially if we're looking at a possible 10-year run where we're not a great football team? Why not have him there for a year to have somebody learn under him?
What's he going to do with the money? You think he's going to sell out like he said he did?
In what sense?
Bill Belichick said for the last 5 years we sold out. And there's a lot of people wondering where did you sell out to? Because I don't think there was a single highest paid guy, maybe DBs a couple times. But aside from that, where do you think they spend their money now? Because the Patriots have a lot of cap.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of cap.
Plenty.
Where are they going to spend their money to build their team? I'll be intrigued to see what Bill Belichick does. We're going to get a chance to watch Bill Belichick build a team.
Yeah.
And we maybe didn't appreciate this 20 years ago, watching Bill Belichick. We're going to get a chance to watch here. And I think Bill knows that although he is going to be solidified as the greatest coach of all time, what he does with this one is going to be talked about just as much.
Yeah, I'm hoping, obviously you probably have to let one of the two linemen go between David Andrews and Joe Tooney because Tooney got the franchise tag and he wants a big extension. So you might as well let him go.
That guy wants a big extension.
He deserves it.
This guy. That's what you just said. That you made it sound like this guy was some selfish prick.
No. He deserves it, but he wants a big extension, and that's just, we're never going to pay someone that much. Like you just said, did we pay anyone during those Super Bowl runs that was, top in the league? I don't think so. I think you got to bring in a wide receiver. Give Cam one real weapon. Edelman was out for half the year, and once Cam got COVID, the whole season flipped on its head. I think you get him someone like Allen Robinson, maybe Kenny Galladay, because the Lions aren't going to bring him back because he's actually good at football.
Great transition, Ashley. I appreciate that. I'm excited to see if Bill Belichick goes with your method of rebuilding. I think it would be smart, by the way. But I'm excited to see how he spends the money. This will be something that every other team, if it works, will be like, we just got to do what Bill did. Remember Bill did? 2021. Got to invest in this, and then everything else will blossom or whatever. And also, a good way to win for like 20 years is have your quarterback just take no money.
Take pay cuts.
Players would take pay cuts for the chance to win a Super Bowl, though. Not to play on a team that's 6-9, right?
Well, the
Interesting
interesting thing is everybody was ring chasing this year down to Tampa or to Kansas City.
Yep.
So there's new places where people are ring chasing. Forever it was they're going to New England. Hey, I'm older. I'll take a pay cut. I'll come up here. Is New England still that place? Is the Bill Belichick mystique still there? Talking about the Lions, though, whenever you're talking about Galladay, they're always going to stink. Are they the team that's interested in PJ Fleck being an ex-head coach?
Yep.
I hope so. Do not stir this pot, please.
Can I see the tweet that is announcing PJ Fleck as a possible Tom Pelissero, the Arrow? A handful of college coaches are drawing interest for NFL head coaching jobs. And here's an interesting one. Minnesota's PJ Fleck. Row the
Boat.
I'm told at least one team wants to interview Fleck 40, who's one of the only current FBS head coaches to both play and coach in the NFL. I didn't know he was coaching. Was he like a wide receiver's assistant or something like that?
I think so,
Yeah, and the play as well. I mean,
Well, he was in the locker rooms.
yeah, he had a 10-yard punt return. And that is his stat.
Hey, he stood back there.
That's
Hey,
right.
Yeah.
He stood back there with probably like 7, 8 guys.
Yep.
Sprinting in his face. He was in the locker room. He was in team meetings. Okay, he'd been to training camp, I'd assume.
yeah.
He was in practice squads, I'd assume. He got a chance to experience the NFL existence. Now, was he at the top of the NFL? No, but he was there. Then he goes to where? Central Michigan? Yes.
Was it Western?
Western Michigan.
Yeah.
And the way I learned about this dude was a video. He was trying to start a new thing at Western Michigan, which was every third down, we're going to do the guitar and we're going to go bang, bang, bang. And he did the video.
Whoa.
Okay. That's how I saw the video. All right. And I forget what year. I think Chandler Harnish was on our team because he knew PJ somehow. He knew him well. And the video, I saw it and I was like, who is this guy? He's electric. Who is it? And they're like, I think somebody said Chandler knows him. And so I guess I'm like, what is this guy? Like, tell me about this man right here who's doing this. Head coach at a college football team, basically saying, hey, we don't have any traditions, okay? Like, how some places have the cowbell or the keys for the kickoff or a chant or anything like that. At Western Michigan, we ain't got a damn thing. So he said, listen, I'm going to take it upon myself. I'm going to film myself. I'm going to create this tradition. And he even told them what they're going to do, okay? And then they're going to do the whole thing. And it was like, by the way, they did it. He started winning. The environment got awesome, and I was like, this guy is electric. So then he moves obviously over to the Minnesota gig. We get a chance to kind of meet him a little bit, have him on the show, and it's like every time you talk to him, he's just like getting you ready to run through a brick wall. And then you see and hear about the recruiting stories behind the thing and all the speeches and the way he speaks and the way he does it, and you're like, holy shit. Like, you could see how a parent would want their kid to go here, like, hey, we're trying to be elite. We're trying to have a
Neckton mentality.
Neckton mentality.
Farmers Alliance,
because we know that our neighbors' farm is just as important as our farm.
That's right.
Because if the whole thing, his pillars basically of Minnesota football, and you're like, yeah, you could see how if you're a parent, you'd want your kid to go to this school. And by the way, Minnesota, for the first time in forever, top 5 hosting College Game Day. I was having them in the college football playoff just because I love the people in Minnesota. Love the people over there. This year they kind of tapered off, and now his name's up for NFL gigs, and it's like, would that work in the NFL? I think we've got a chance to listen to AJ Hawk talk a little bit. Okay, Aaron Rodgers. I feel like we've had a lot of NFL guys on the show at this point, and you've kind of got a chance to learn, I think, about how NFL players potentially sometimes act as opposed to what they always say in interviews. Do you think PJ Fleck would operate well in the NFL? And if I'm saying the answer, it would have to be a young team. Okay, it can't be. It wouldn't have to be it can't be a veteran-led team. Which, by the way, veteran-led teams normally don't have coaching opportunities open unless it's Houston, who already has a quarterback and J.J. Watt there. So it's probably not Houston. Let's assume that it would have to be a young team that you're looking to build and buy in and flip the culture. And for me, I think that's probably the Detroit Lions.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stafford's on his way. There's a rumor out there that league executives think that Stafford's going to end up with the Colts. Fucking hey, man.
Here we go. Congratulations.
Thank God. There was rumors about that potentially happening in years past, by the way, and who knows if those then never came through or whatever. But you get that, you get Stafford out of there, and then you rebuild that thing, and you got a guy who already has ties to Michigan. Look him up there.
Yeah.
Already got ties to Michigan up there. You bring in, you bring in the goddamn boat, put it in the middle of the locker room, and you tell them, boys, you either get on the boat or you fucking die out here with the water.
Up to you.
We do not want this guy.
You're the Lions fans up there.
Sky, you go Lions.
Steelers fan. What do you mean we? You're Steelers fan?
We got to get Robert Salah from San Francisco. All right, he's actually from Michigan. He was a Lions fan growing up, so he knows how miserable we are. Also, Michigan State guy, perfect fit. We got to hire him.
Okay. So you're saying, but PJ Fleck is getting head coaching looks, I guess, or maybe his agent is saying that he's getting head coaching looks because he wants to maybe move to the NFL. Nobody knows how that works. And I'm not saying PJ's telling his agent to say that. His agent might just be saying that behind the scenes, that's how that whole thing works. But I'll be intrigued to see how PJ Fleck operates. Not a lot of college coaches have made the transition into the NFL. College coaches control every single minute of their players' lives, okay? Now, granted, there's still some freedom, and we found them, and I got a chance to revisit a lot of those memories and stuff like that. But basically, year-round, this is when they're working out. Okay, this is when they're doing classes. This is when their lunches. This is when practices. This is when study hall is. This is when this thing is. And if they don't do it, by the way, they won't play. They have to listen to everything I say. I am the gatekeeper to everything, including if we pull their scholarship and somebody asks me how he is back. It's a whole different level of control than whenever in the NFL, you're dealing with adults. Now, obviously, rookies and young guys make mistakes like me, but on that team, you have 30-plus-year-old men there now who have been around the NFL a long time. And the ability to adjust talking to young adults to grown men is something I think some people that are in a position of power can't always easily transition into. Pete Carroll was able to work in both, but there is a litany of college coaches that have not worked out in the NFL. Urban Meyer is allegedly heading down to Jacksonville potentially, which Trevor Lawrence going down there. Seems like Shad Khan will do whatever for your team to win if you want. Yeah. He'll buy whatever. He'll do whatever. Feels like he is all in, which, by the way, good for Urban if he was able to control the entire thing. I don't know who would be general manager, how that whole thing would work. Would Urban Meyer be able to transition into the NFL? I assume Urban, who's considered one of the greatest coaches of all time, probably wants to see if he can make the transition into the NFL. I don't know how players feel who played for Urban Meyer. I don't think I've ever asked.
No
I
clue.
think they love him. I mean,
do they? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never really heard one of his players coming out and bashing him.
Me neither.
And he's coached a lot of guys in the league.
Yeah, so I'd be excited to see if Urban Meyer could work.
Yeah.
It's like I wonder if the cons down there would ask Trevor in this whole thing, do you know Urban Meyer? Do you hate Urban Meyer? Or do they even care what Trevor Lawrence thinks and says, hey, this is how this is going to go? Because Trevor's going to be their franchise for the next 5 years at least, if you think about it. That'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out.
I'm kind of worried about Urban's health, though. Don't you think the stress of the NFL would kind of get to him?
Well, the thing about it is...
Perfect excuse.
He does... What was that?
It's a perfect baked-in excuse. So they stink. Oh, Jesus, my heart. And then he can just, sail off into the sunset.
That's what I'm saying.
The opinions of Ty do not reflect that of his employer, even though his employer did put out a tweet one time that...
Well, something to think about.
But we do hope he is healthy at this point.
For sure.
Healthy enough to get back into coaching if he is, to get back into coaching. But would it work in the NFL? I don't know. I'll be intrigued to see if it does. A lot of guys, it's tough to do that. It is tough to go from college to the NFL because you got to remember, coach to player relationship is a big deal. And if you talk to college kids in a certain way, okay, they're still forming. I feel like not even close to being adults yet. And you control any success that they potentially have immediately upon them stepping on there. In the NFL, whenever you speak to people, respect or whatever, it's just a little bit different. So if you're a good communicator, probably not a problem at all. But if you have a way of doing things, I'm not 100% sure if you decide not to change it at all, it'll work in the NFL unless you have the perfect group of people there. And it's not always as easy as just going out and recruiting whoever you think is going to be able to get in there because you have to actually pay people and pick people and things like that.
Well, and you know him. I mean, do you think PJ Fleck would be a good NFL head coach? Because it seems like his playbook is kind of,
whoa.
Come in, I got the fucking big suitcase full of snake oil. It runs out. I leave, go somewhere else. Guess what? The snake oil tastes pretty good.
Whoa. The reason why Ty is saying this, by the way, is because if you go to Minnesota and you ask one question, who hates Iowa? The entire place screams, we hate Iowa. Okay? So Ty maybe has a little bit of a different outlook on the Minnesota head coach at the moment. Is that any part of it?
I also don't think I'm wrong. I mean, the guy's a snake oil salesman. We all know it. They stink one year, and then all of a sudden, the boat's sinking. I mean, I don't know. If you go into an NFL locker room and you basically say, hey, you got to buy into rowing the boat or get out of town, and you got a guy who's a 7-year, NFL veteran, multi-time Pro Bowler, you think he's going to just be like, okay, yeah, I'll hop into PJ's boat. He's going to say, you know what, pal, what if I want to smack you in the mouth right now? Then what do we do? Then what happens?
I heard that almost happened with Petrino down there at the Falcons.
Oh, is that right?
I heard there was almost a, hey, why don't you shut the fuck up moment. They weren't allowed to speak on the they weren't allowed to speak while traveling, while eating down there. Okay, these are rules, by the way, that happen in college. Like, hey, no talking at meal, pregame meal or whatever, And it's like, hey, coach, if your asshole's tight, doesn't mean mine has to be, okay? If I want to chit-chat with the boys here over some dinner rolls, chat. Why don't you get up? It's like, what? They want people to be focused in, no talking, because they're trying to mold people's habits at that point in college. In the NFL, you got guys who've been doing something a long, long time.
Yeah.
And they've been very successful at it, by the way. That's why they're in the NFL. And sometimes it's that little bullshit that just, if they can't change it for whatever, maybe it's too much pride or something like that.
Diving at people's legs during the spike, that might.
Well, and what, hiding behind poles and seeing if people are smiling.
Yeah, just in case, seeing who's upset.
There's such a long list of failed college coaches in the NFL.
Great coaches, too.
Great coaches.
Saban.
And by the way, they go back to college, they're good because they know how to coach, right? Last year I called the Egg Bowl alongside Adam Amin, Molly McGrath, and Matt Hasselbeck down there in Mississippi. It was awesome. Okay, ended guy dog pee, personal foul, miss extra point, mayhem.
It's electric.
I got a chance to talk to Rich Rodriguez, though, who was my college coach for the first time, basically, since he was my college coach and he left to go to Michigan. And during the conference call the week of, everybody on our side of the call knew that, okay, this is going to be a moment here where Pat and Rich talk to each other. Yeah. Rich Rod and I had a very interesting relationship, okay? I was the punter, kicker, and kickoff guy, and I was rather good at all of them. Not great, but rather good at all of them. Jack of all trades, master in none. But boy, I had a good time while doing it. I rode the coattails of a lot of people, missed a couple kicks, made a lot. Those never get talked about. All-time leading scorer, go fuck yourself. Everybody that bashes only talks about 2 kicks. But he and I had an interesting relationship. We had a gong show at the end of training camp where, it was like a celebration. And the freshmen would have to put together skits and things. And the gong show back in the day, they tried to bring it back with Mike Myers dressed up as the thing. If you're bad, there's like a siren and a boo and get the fuck off. So a couple of the coaches had air horns in the back and their skits were playing. And it was just like a culmination of team camaraderie thing. I hosted it every year, okay? And the way it ended was me doing a Rich Rod impression every single year. Nice. And it was a highlight of his greatest hits from the rest of the entire year, of the things that he would say, because he was one of the best talkers, shit talkers of all time. And the way he could lace words together that were not supposed to go together, but make it sound incredibly mean and like right to your soul, you couldn't help but respect. He's like one of those guys, like The Rock, back to when he had to there. When The Rock was a heel, which is a bad guy in wrestling, people loved him because he was so good at it. Like he literally said, "Shut up, bitch," to somebody that was loving it. But the way he delivered it, everybody loved it so much. Rich Rodriguez was like that, but it was with your friends and your teammates and potentially you at times whenever you fucked up. So whenever you're on the receiving end of it, not great. But whenever he would say to somebody else, when we were away from practice at the house or something, we would run it back and everybody's like, "That guy, like how did he?" Like, you know what I mean? It was one of those things. We won a lot of games with Rich Rodriguez. He is a guy who changed college football and never gets credit for it for his offensive thing and everything like that. So whenever he ends up at Michigan, we knew it wasn't going to work at Michigan. Yeah. There was no way it was going to work at Michigan, just because we had been to practice with him and workouts with him and meetings with him. And we were kids that didn't have other just scholarships sitting on deck at West Virginia. Like Michigan kids all got options. Yeah. And whenever Rich went up there, it was like, knew that there probably wasn't the same type of grit in that locker room, or guys that are just like, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go somewhere else. And that happened. And, he inevitably gets fired, goes to Arizona. Some things happen. And then he off the field, some things happen and come to light, which we all learned about as it was happening as well. And then he disappeared for a little bit. And then he came back to coach and be offense coordinator at Ole Miss, right? So a lot had happened since the last time he and I talked. And Hasselbeck was very excited for me. And Adam and Molly, everybody was very excited for me to talk to him. So I talked to him, and I go, "Coach, how you doing?" And he goes, "Hey, well, Pat, I was excited to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh, I bet, Coach. I bet." I said, "Are you the same guy, the same coach now that you were at West Virginia? Or did you have to change, from at Michigan, did you have to change? Or at Arizona, did you have to change? Or anything like that?" And he gave me this answer. He goes, "Pat, whenever I was away from the game, I tried to become a better man, better husband, better father, better everything. And I tried to become a better coach. And, I read up on some things and I decided I was going to change some things. And then as soon as I got back with a whistle, Pat, I realized I only know one way." And I laughed so hard because it was like such a genuine, real answer from him. And I think that's what happens with a lot of these college coaches. Like, hey, I am successful in this way of coaching. This is how I do it. And in the NFL, that's not always going to translate. Although I do believe an NFL locker room would, if they were winning, would enjoy the shit out of Rich Rodriguez as a head coach. You're talking just like hilarious dude. Like absolutely. Whenever I do impressions of him, whenever I get into it. Like literally anybody that's played for him just heard that, and they had the moments go back. The Ole Miss kids, whenever I went to the game last, a guy named Dusty who's been with Rich Rod for a long time. He's the video guy, great guy. Funny guy, good guy. He comes up to me and goes, these kids love whenever you do Rich Rod impressions. And then I'll meet somebody who played for him at Arizona, and they're like, hey, saw your Rich Rod impression, absolutely love it. And then kids at Michigan, like, hey, what you do about Rich Rod? And then obviously my boys, and I was like, you should have been at those Gong shows. I'd go 7-10 minutes straight just being Rich Rod, and it was electric. But there's a guy that I don't know if it would work. It would have to be with the right team. Like with PJ, I think it would have to be with the right team. But do you know if it's the right team or not? Because if it's not the right team, the first 2-3 years are going to be terrible.
Right.
You know, and as you're going to hear a lot of shit come out, the players, he lost the locker room, and all this shit. You're going to hear about it because it's just two different styles of communicating with humans, because the humans are two different stages of their lives and have been through a lot different shit. And some guys, I only know one way, I realized. It was so funny, man. Just the thought of him trying to be like, okay, now when you take your 3 steps, just kind of look it out there and just hum it out there. And the guy goes and he misses and all right. Like that. Like I was, that's such a niche group of humans that only played with Rich Rodriguez there that got that. But it's such a great reference because the PJ Fleck thing, we don't know what he's like on a day-to-day.
No.
I have no idea what he's like on a day-to-day.
Do you have any idea what Chip Kelly was like? Because Chip, I feel like, wasn't the guy that was chewing people out, but he went in, GM, coach, didn't work.
Super science guy.
Oh, okay.
So they were pissing every morning to check their hydration levels, and then their hydration levels were being told to the rest of the team on how much they care. And he came in and innovated a lot of the nutrition shit around the NFL. So some of the Chip Kelly stuff that came from Oregon to Philadelphia lingered its way around the NFL, you know, nutritionists. I think the NFLPA and the NFL agreed that they have to have a nutritionist, and as that science came, but he was the guy that really brought it into the NFL. And that's why their teams were so good early, because I think they were in better shape than everybody, because they were just like that Oregon team there for a while. I remember when LaShawn was playing there, they were just running play. Like it was just like boom, boom, boom. Everybody was like, is he going to be able to do what he did at Oregon in the NFL? And then you start hearing about the behind the scenes stuff where I think he's a cool dude. I'm not 100% sure, but all the science shit that the guys had to do, the peeing, I think there was a lot of things that were like, it's different. And they would do a full, like the day before the game, normally people do walkthrough. I think the Eagles ran practices, which other teams are doing now, because science says actually a day before peak performance, you should actually do some explosive exercises as opposed to just walking around. There's like all these things. So Chip brought a lot of that in there, but his teams could never, it felt like late, they couldn't keep up because their bodies, I think they had been through so much.
They're so worn out by the end of it.
Yeah, like early, I think a lot of the people who are outside the NFL were talking about like how good the teams look and how good, this is going to be the offensive future, which it kind of has, but it's not as hurry up. I mean, there's a lot of hurry up situations, but they were going at like a mock speed at Oregon back then. Oh, yeah. But a lot of people in the NFL were like, let's see week 13, week 14, because it's a lot longer than a college football season. And you got a little older bodies too. So I don't know. I don't know if Chip Kelly loved his time in the NFL or hated it. I don't know, but I got a chance to talk to him a couple times. He was a cool dude to me.
Yeah.
Very cool guy.
And for PJ Fleck, he's had a down year, but Kingsbury, he had his last year at Texas Tech. They were like 6-7, and then he went to the NFL the next year.
Hey, and they lost the Texas shootout to Baylor.
Come on.
How much do you think him coaching Mahomes had to do with him getting an NFL job?
I think his offensive style more so than the Patrick Mahomes. I mean, maybe Patrick Mahomes helps a lot because he coached him and everything like that, but I think his style of offense was getting hot. Remember, because the McVay thing was getting hot. So Cliff Kingsbury was the young offensive mind, which, by the way, I don't know with Kyler. Nobody knows why the Kyler thing is. Why is Kyler hit or miss so much? It's actually one of the questions from Twitter that we'll do in the third hour there, because we had one of the questions from Twitter is, why is Kyler seems to be so hit and miss?
Well, it's like Goff. It's like sometimes he shows up and he's ready to play, wants to play, and sometimes he doesn't. Like you mentioned in the beginning of the year, I think it was the Panthers that was the second week too for them, and he just came out and laid an absolute egg.
Okay, so Kyler's playing this weekend, so Chris Stefanski's out.
Go get him, Bill.
Cliff actually played for the Blue Bombers as well.
Yeah, and the quarterback coach played for the Blue Bombers as well. So Chris Stefanski, Blue Bomber. Quarterback coach, Blue Bomber. Cliff Kingsbury, Blue Bomber. Wow. It was going to be the Winnipeg Blue Bombers against the Los Angeles Rams for a playoff spot in the NFC.
That's great to know, too, because Kingsbury also was a Patriot, so it feels like Belichick likes the Blue Bombers. Let's bring in Strafelski and make him the starter. Come on.
That'd be another way not to have to pay anybody a quarterback.
Yeah.
Which has been the Patriot way.
Which is awesome. And if it's not him, maybe Minshew then.
Let's take a phone call or two, shall we? Let's go to John down there in New Mexico, not to be confused with Old Mexico.
Oh.
Pat and the boys, what's up? Happy New Year from New Mexico.
Hey, Happy New Year to you as well. I was thinking maybe New Mexico's so far away they've already had it happen, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a different direction.
Yeah.
They're this way instead of that way.
That's what it seems like, bro.
You know,
Nobody ever talks about it.
I'm pretty pumped about. No, I think Pete. What are you guys? Mountain time over there?
Yeah, mountain time.
Yeah, I've been to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Me and Danny Amendola had a hell of a night in New Mexico.
Biker bar?
Biker bar, yeah. We had a hell of a night over there.
Was in Albuquerque?
Yeah, it was a good time. Great golf course, too. They had like a very nice golf course out there.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Good retirement.
Dry air. I can't. I got a nosebleed.
Bloody nose,
I got
yeah.
a nosebleed someplace. And I was like, oh no, my nose is bleeding. Everybody was like, oh, because the way I act, by the way. It was like, yeah, McAfee just did cocaine.
Of course.
Like, no, can we just get some fucking moisture out here? We get some. This has never happened to me before.
Humidifier, please.
Feel that, no moisture.
Yeah, third time I do something's not going to be in New Mexico.
Yeah.
All right, let's take it easy.
Clowns.
What do you want to talk about, dude?
I want to start by saying I'm sorry about your friend, man. I'm in college, and I definitely have been I've been kind of just looking forward to getting back to that go that you're talking about. And you definitely gave me a lot to think about, so I appreciate that.
Well, just don't do just don't do the shit that'll get you. You know, I don't ever want to be the person that's associated with the guy that's don't try things, because I think there are some things that you have to experience because I think it changes your world. Now, if you don't want to, you don't want to, but if you're somebody that wants to try things, I think there's just some things out there that you just can't, we can't even get. Now, granted, there's some things that people get led into because of injuries and then pharma and then they get overprescribed and everything like that, and that's terrible as well, but there's just some shit can't have you do it. We've lost too many people, me personally, the country, everybody, too many people to the same goddamn thing, it feels like. And it's a problem. It is a real problem. So be smart over there, John, okay? And stay out of the Colombian Bam Bam in the bathroom, because your nose will bleed already out there. You don't need to be shoving anything into your brain. That was a tough day walking around.
I bet. Goddamn 120 degrees over there.
And then at night, cold.
Icy cold.
Freezes.
It was I walked into that biker bar. I remember it being warm, both the people and the environment. And then I walked out of that biker bar, and it was a cold night out there.
Both the environment and the people.
Well, I just tried to get on a guy's bike.
No big deal.
He had the same bike as me.
Yeah, just admiring
It's a
it.
nice pony.
He was right there, too. I was like, nice bike, man. He was like, oh, thanks. Really nice guy, beginning early, you know. And I was like, I have the same one. I was like, 1,600cc in this thing? He was like, yeah. I was like, that's cooking, yeah. And I just
hopped on.
Just got on.
How's the saddle?
Grabbed me. What are you doing? I don't know, actually. Danny's like, we don't know, man. I was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, yeah. And I was like, a little bit cold there at the end. I thought we had a good night in here. And then it ended a little bit chilly. But I think all in all, not a bad night. You know what I mean? But that was 100% my fault.
That could have been worse,
That's
though.
in Mexico.
You know?
It's New Mexico.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Come on.
Guy had a vest on, too.
I bet.
It was awesome.
That guy
I
was a
should
warrior.
not have been doing what I was doing. Oh, man. Probably had some wine that night. Probably had some wine.
Slap in the bag.
All right, let's get to a break. We got Cam Hayward on the other side.
Yeah.
He's a good conversation, too.
Oh, yeah.
Friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Truly.
I asked him to come on after he got that jump-in pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume he doesn't do a lot of Twitter looking at his DMs. And he answered me like a week and a half later and was like, I am so sorry I missed this or whatever. And I told him, well, you get an interception on Monday Night Football. It's going to be hard to come on shows like mine. He goes, no, don't even start saying it. I'm like, well, Cam, pretty big deal. You know, he's like, stop it. So this will be the first time we talk since then.
Nice.
Can't wait to chat with him. Off the field Steelers conversation happening outside of that locker room is loud. Mm-hmm. Is it inside the locker room as well? That's going to be the first question. Actually, first question going to be, how's Christmas? How are you?
Nice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of break down that.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Holidays.
Now let's keep it moving.
Uh-huh.
Big how you doing, keep it moving show.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Hashtag NXT Award Breakout. Hashtag Pat McAfee. I got written off TV. You got to do what you got to do, but might as well win your awards.
Might as well do it.
Might as well do it. Hour 3 is on the other side here. The Pat McAfee Show, December 30th, 2020. SiriusXM, Mad Dog Sports. Well, hello, sensual piano keys. You sound incredibly inspirational and motivational. Big announcement coming from our company. You know, throughout my entire life, I've made decisions that people have said, ooh, that is stupid. You've read about them, you heard about them. When I was in high school, I went to an underground poker game, won $1,400, flew myself down to Miami, won a kicking contest, and got a scholarship to West Virginia the next day. I turned my back on soccer that day. Everybody said, you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? You have more schools looking at you for soccer than you do for football. What are you thinking? Fast forward 8 years with the Indianapolis Colts, and I was on top of the world, top of the mountain. How's the view? Not too shabby. And when I was at the top of my game, I decided, you know what? I'm going to pursue some other stuff. My friends and I are going to go to work on the internet. We're going to try to chase fulfillment as opposed to just a paycheck. And there were some interesting responses from people of power in the sporting world.
Make them tear the uniform off of you.
Sure.
Look, somebody needs to stage an intervention. People who know this guy, get to him now. Make him put his helmet back on and get to camp.
Oh no, there's no intervention, Wilbon. No, no, no. Here we are 3 years after that date, and it's a celebration, bitches! Cut the music! Let's hand out some bags to the boys. For the boys. For the boys. Oh, by the way, that's for you, brother.
Oh my God.
Are you home? All right, come out the front door.
What's up, dude? What is this?
What's this?
Oh, you son of a bitch. What the fuck? Fuck you. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
That is the bag of money.
Oh, FanDuel deal went through. There's $50,000 in there for you. Here's a backpack with $50,000 in it. Oh, $50,000 in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's $50,000 in there. Yeah, so there's $50,000.
Are you fucking serious?
Let's go.
You brought it back? Oh man. Let's go, dude.
Let's go. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yo, this is...
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dude. We did it. Couldn't have done it without you. Oh,
Dude, it's a fuck ton of money. You guys.
When I asked Dan Patrick for some advice, he told me always take care of the boys.
Well, and you should know those people that are there with you, that their value cannot be overstated and should not be overstated.
So, Mike Wilbon, they didn't hold my jersey on me. They didn't hold my helmet on me. We didn't have an intervention. What we have is a celebration. Because when you bet on yourself, sometimes you hit for big. And for us, the only place we'll bet for the next couple years in an exclusive deal, FanDuel backed the Brinks truck up to our office, and we have never been more thankful, more excited, and more together as we promote the greatest sports book on planet Earth. This next song is called Tornado by Who Are You? Ooh. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. It's coming. Grab your ankles. Hold on to the cars. Have you ever seen the movie Twister? It's getting a bit windy out here. Some warm weather, cold weather, meeting with green. There's a problem. It's a tornado. There's a problem. Do we want it? Hell no. The song goes hard. Yeah, the beat goes ham, and it's so fucking breezy. I can't even stand. Gotta go to the basement, away from all the windows. Cause if I'm near them, then I will fucking feel those. Cause the wind is the glass, and the glass will break. How much can the house fucking take? Just a couple months ago, I was standing outside, right next to my beautiful wife, when we heard a fucking train about to come through the trees, and we sprinted to the basement, almost made me fucking pee, because the breeze was coming. Yeah, I like this one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, this one's pretty good. That one's pretty good.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Hour 3 of the December 30th, 2020 edition of the Pat McAfee Show here on SiriusXM Channel 82. Mad Dog Sports Radio begins right now. Shout out to Twine for the beat drop. We're moments away from chit-chatting with D-tackle and Pro Bowler Cam Hayward of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can't wait to chat to him, man. Chat with him. He is a dump truck when he hits people.
Oh yeah.
There was the end of the game last week against the Indianapolis Colts where Phil Rivers was trying to skirt out of the pocket there, and Cam got his mitts on him, and I was surprised to see Phil Rivers get up because Cam had his head, which I think is potentially one of the biggest in the NFL.
Oh yeah, big brain,
right in the middle of his sternum, and it was just a massive shot. And we talked to a couple other players in the league who said the hardest they've ever been hit was by Cam Hayward. So this guy brings the lumber, obviously, and is a very, very good football player. He'll be joining us here in a few moments, I believe. Wednesday, work day for the Steelers. So who knows whenever we'll get a chance to chat with him, but can't wait about it. A lot of things to talk about in today's world. Bill Belichick on Sam Darnold. He doesn't think he could get any better coaching than where he's at. Nope. Everybody thinks that Adam Gase is going to go to the New England Patriots.
Hell yeah.
Dwayne Haskins cleared waivers. Panthers allegedly interested. Now, are the Panthers interested because Ron Rivera cut him?
Ooh.
This is a revenge signing.
Interesting.
After the Panthers beat the football team, too.
Which caused him to potentially get cut.
Yeah.
Now, the Panthers, Matt Rule, I would assume he's not. By the way, there's a college coach who made transition. Seems to be going pretty well. Seems to be going very well, by the way, down there in Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater, P.J. Walker. Do they want to add Dwayne Haskins into that quarterback room? Do they think they could potentially bring out the full potential of Dwayne Haskins? I hope somebody gives him an opportunity to do so. But Ron Rivera is very appreciated, I think, around the NFL circles. I assume people are calling Ron Rivera, asking him what his thoughts are on Dwayne Haskins. I'm not 100% sure he's giving glowing reviews, I would assume.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
And so I don't know how. We hope old Dewey Haskins, by the way, gets another opportunity. He's young. Seemed like he had some promise with the way he could sling the rock. Last year, he looked like he was going to be able to potentially lead the Washington football team into new times whenever that ship was sinking fast and there was a fire all around him. Coaches were fired. Exposés were coming out. Presidents were fired. I mean, the whole thing happened. And then, obviously, he's at the adult ballet after a loss. And then there's a bunch of other stories happen. Then they lose. Ron Rivera cuts him. And hopefully he'll be able to get it all together.
Yeah.
Let's pivot back to our guest. Thanks for joining us so much, ladies and gentlemen. 4-time Pro Bowler of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a man who hits like a dump truck, D-tackle, Cam Hayward.
Yeah!
Hey, thanks for making this happen, man. I know Wednesday's a work day. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah, anything for you.
No, that's not true. Remember, you caught that interception, and then you couldn't come on the show because you were too big time.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was not too big time.
Yeah.
I was trying to make it happen.
No, remember, you made that ninja. You made that ninja pick on Monday Night Football, and then you had
that leg up there again.
Yeah. Come on. Obviously, a lot has happened since then. Since we've got a chance to talk to you. Congrats on another Pro Bowl, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Well deserved. I thought you killed Phil Rivers there at the end of the game last week. Happy you didn't. Okay, that's good news because last year you killed Jacoby Brissett. Oh my God. Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. You just made a play. You guys secured the AFC North. Congratulations in there.
Thank you.
Happy to hear everything's going well. Hope your Christmas was great. Happy New Year. Let's get to it. The noise outside of your locker room has been so loud, Cam. I don't know if you guys know this because obviously in the world that we're in, everybody's a lot more connected than they used to be with their phones and everything. The conversations outside this locker room the last 3 weeks have been so loud. Has it creeped in? Have you guys had to have conversations about the way things are going? Has it changed any way you do anything? Because you're one of the leaders of the squad. Has there been anything that has potentially leaked in? Or why do you think there was potentially that little bit of a speed bump in the middle of the season after winning 11 straight?
Man, we play football. We went 11-0. We lost some games, but I'm not gonna sit here and make a big deal about it. You play football. You're gonna lose, and hopefully we got it all out of our system. For everything that's been going on loud around us, it's been pretty chill here. We just got the AFC North Championship, and so now we get back to business and just keep focusing.
That's awesome to hear, by the way. And I expected that because NFL locker rooms, it's hard enough to win football games, let alone when you have to deal with all the bullshit happening outside of it. That's good to hear. That second half of the game against the Colts, you guys look like the first 10 weeks. And there's a lot of conversation, or first 11 weeks, there's a lot of conversation happening that you guys were forced to that week 4 bye week. Then there was a game where you had 3 different game days, which is mentally exhausting. Now, you're an NFL player. You get to do that. It's a kid's game, so you know that. But if you talk about the human aspect of this thing, do you think there was a little bit of exhaustion maybe? And did you guys get a second wind almost, like after things start going? Because there's always that rookie wall you hear about, but I think the entire team could have potentially went through it this year with that early bye week.
Yeah, I think, as NFL players, you never want to make an excuse because you're looked at as weak when you do that. But, we definitely had our fair share of different circumstances. Whether it's playing 3 games in like 15 days or so be it. But, we took our lumps. Hopefully everybody's well rested. We got a chance to, rest some guys, hopefully. But, we got to make it work during the playoffs.
You guys are... Old Tomlin's keeping it very close to the vest on who's going to be playing. He said Ben and some others. You know what I mean? And they may some others. He said some others will be resting. And I was on a team that rested players at the end of the season. And I'm obviously punter, last person needs to know anything. But whenever I saw who came off the field, I remember sitting on the sideline being like, oh, do we even have, I don't even know who that guy is. Because whenever you take out like 5-6 star players all of a sudden off of a team, it looks like an entirely different team. Have you guys even been told yet who's potentially going to get off? Probably not, right, at this point?
No. Yeah. That's Coach T doesn't tell us. He doesn't want anybody to relax. So, he may have said something about Ben, but it's basically like screw everybody else.
It'd be awesome. You walking out there for warm-ups, you're stretching or whatever, and Tomlin walks over and goes, "Hey, buddy, you got 1 quarter tonight." You're like, "Yes, my man."
If he does that preseason stuff, I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be hot. No, I need to know at least before the game. We're not gonna be doing that. We're doing walkthroughs, and then you finally tell me, "Yeah, you only got a quarter." I'm going to be too turned up for that. That is
preseason. I've been next to a couple guys who have been told how many series they're going to get, and it's just like, it's like almost like Christmas. Hey, you got 2 series today. Let's make them good. 2? Yeah. Okay, you got it. And then as soon as the coach walks away, he's like, fucking 2 series? I can sleepwalk through 2 series. Let's go. This is the type of thing. Going into the playoffs, what is the focus you think for your team? You guys lost, but hey, Bud Dupree was a big loss, by the way. That was something that's going to be very difficult. Also, Devin Bush, you got Spokane, the man who brings the big ass neck. His neck might be the biggest I've ever seen. You guys have had some injuries, but that defense has remained stout. What's the mindset going into the playoffs?
Man, we just got to get rocking, man. I know it has been perfect, but we feel like we have the team to do it. The defense, we've had our hiccups and we've had guys get injured, but we feel like we've had guys that, we're able to plug in and step up. A guy like Alex Highsmith stepping up for Bud Dupree. Spillane you mentioned, then getting Avery Williamson to play as well for Devin Bush. But we're going to need everybody. And then our offense, they just got to get clicking at the right time. And, I think that last half really showed what we can be. But we got to do that during the playoffs.
TJ Watt is visiting from another planet, says Mike Tomlin, who continues to have the most underrated press conferences of all time. Mike Tomlin is always good for 1 or 2 great ones. Mm-hmm. Us sucking is just off the top of my head. We do not care. That's another one. And then yesterday, TJ Watt is visiting from another planet with a very straight face. He delivered that. But the D-line is the thing that has set the tone for that team, for your team. The D-line is the conversation piece. Obviously, Minka makes plays in the back, and you got other great players. But everybody talks about that D-line. Yourself, TJ, you get it. The entire crew, the entire crew over there. Do you guys know that? Like, hey, we got to get to the quarterback, and we have to set the tone for this entire squad.
Yeah, it's a front 5. We know we got the goods. We feel like when we go to the game, we control the game. And, we like to feel like if we create an atmosphere where we're dominating, everybody feeds off of that. And, having a guy like TJ and Tuitt and Alu, those guys get the job done. They're vets. They're proven. And, they're salivating for the playoffs. Man, it's been a while since we've been in the playoffs. And these guys know we got to get the job done this year.
So whenever you're hitting somebody, you're trying to kill them?
A little bit.
Yeah. It looks like it, by the way. It does look like, because you're such a massive man, but it's not like you're, D tackles back in the day used to be awesome. I think nose tackle, D tackle back in the day, you think Casey Hampton, if you're a Steelers fan, who used to just be awesome. Like it was talked about how he was built. But you are just this stout individual who is just murdering other individuals. It is a very impressive thing to watch you operate, sir.
Well, shoot, it's not just me. Shoot, it's me and Tuitt. And, we think we're the top two bookends in the league, and, we like to throw our body around.
Yeah, you do that on top of Colts quarterbacks. Do it to somebody.
Not just Colts quarterbacks.
No, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Nick, what do you got?
Speaking about other guys on the defense, we saw Mike Hilton was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the undersized guys on the team, plays corner, but plays like a linebacker. What's it like for you guys when you see him flying around out there getting after the quarterback?
He's our little linebacker, but that dude, he comes flying down. He's a hell of a playmaker, and he's going to get paid this offseason.
Yeah, definitely going to get paid. Also, Bud Dupree probably. There's a couple guys that are going to be on, scholarships, big scholarships.
Yeah, Brinks trucks.
Yeah, there's going to be Brinks trucks backed up to a couple different places. Obviously, Mike Tomlin's a defensive guy. Was whenever he got to the Steelers. He's a head coach now, so he's in the administrative role as a head coach, which has so many things come across your desk that you can't expect. But is he hands-on with the defense at all? Does he talk in defensive meetings? Yeah, he does. Every single week he's hands-on, huh?
Yes. On the field, off the field. Mike T loves talking defense. I know he's a head coach, but he has his fingerprints all over this defense. And, that's the one thing about having a defensive-minded coach. He knows where everybody's supposed to be lined up. And when you're not lined up or you do poorly, he's going to let everybody know because he's a defensive-minded coach.
Do you think that's interesting? Because Sean McVay, that offense does well. Head coach Sean McVay, offensive guru. Matt LaFleur, head coach, offensive guru. You go Cliff Kingsbury. You go through everybody. But a defensive guy who is coaching the defense as well, you never hear it talked about. You never, ever hear it talked about.
No. I think the defensive-minded coaches are a little bit more petty. And, even when he's talking to the media, he's talking to us. So, I think they have a little bit more of a chip on their shoulders when they talk.
Do you have any explanation on why you guys struggled today? Sucking? That was not to the media. That was to you. That was to the locker room.
Yes. Hands down.
Imagine he walks into the team meeting next morning. Don't know if you guys heard a press conference, but I meant every fucking word I said.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Ty, what do you have?
Cam, you mentioned it a little bit earlier about if you only get like a quarter or something about being too jacked up before the game. Have you had to do anything different this year to kind of like get ready to go with no fans, or at this point in the season is it just business as usual?
Man, I think the big thing has been you got to be your own cheerleaders for the team, right? And so like when the offense is on the field, it's not like you're just sitting back being the defense on the coolers or anything. Like you got to be involved and you got to be cheering them on. They feed off that energy too. So, I think it's vice versa. Like offense is there for the defense is there for the offense. It's weird in that approach. During the middle of the season, we had like a couple of fans so you could get like excited with them. But like, man, it's literally me talking to a security guard halfway through the game.
He better have a good energy, though. That security guard,
that's right.
That security guard has no idea what he's providing. Not just security here, too. I guess if nobody
rogue fan
charges the. Yeah. What the hell are the yellow coats going to do? What are they out there for? To motivate. That's what they're doing. Did you guys lose juice in the middle of the season? I felt like because, for instance, you watch the Packers. They're celebrating hard. That whole team is celebrating hard. There's whenever you guys were winning, whole team was celebrating hard. I feel like there is a direct correlation to the enthusiasm of a team to what's happening kind of behind closed doors and what happens on the field as well. When you talk about creating your own juice, is it sometimes hard to remember, like, oh, I have to be a cheerleader as well? Because it's not a normal thing, by the way. Normally, D-line sits down, you're going through the film, offense is on the field. It's not as loud anyways, normally quiet at home. But if a big play happens, it's almost like a part of it this year where you have to let your guy know, like, hey, that was a good play.
Yeah, I think in the momentum swings, I think early on you could hear Indy, they were, juiced up. They were celebrating. They had some big plays. And that can always be demoralizing if you don't handle it the right way. So, when we got our big plays, we were right there backing our guys up. And, we were trying to put the nail in the coffin once we got them.
What changed at halftime there? What was it?
I don't know what changed at halftime. But, they got the ball first. We gave up 3. And we were driving as an offense. And we didn't score, but we were moving the ball. And they got the ball at like the 1 or 2 because we went for on 4th and we didn't get it. But we got to stop real quick. Offense came back, scored, and you could just feel the momentum just keep building after that. And we just rode the wave.
Was there any thought that, okay, this is what it felt like for 11? Like, because I think as Steelers fans and as somebody that has watched every single game, that second half watching it, it was like, okay, this is the team. Like, Ben was opening it up. Defense was humming around. You saw TJ try to kick the fucking sky cam at one point. I mean, there was like it felt like it was like, oh my God, like they found it again. It's almost like and is that momentum? Is it mental? What is it, you think?
I just think, I think we got to a point where it was like, all right, 13 is not anything. We can still come back from that. Then it was 10. And let's just keep running it down. And we're like, all right, 3 points ain't nothing. We can still get this down. So once you start getting in that mode, and I feel like everybody starts, thinking we just got to keep this rolling, keep it rolling. And then it's like, okay, we won the game. Let's keep doing it from here on out.
Connor?
Yeah, Cam, obviously, Ben's sitting out and a couple other guys might have shorter days, but is there a little bit of an extra buzz around the locker room because you guys can actually keep the Browns out of the playoffs, or is it just kind of business as usual or same game?
And we would love to knock out every single team, but, I think the mindset is, let's just take care of business. It doesn't matter who's out there. Let's just get the job done.
Hey, if Mason gets hit in the head with his helmet again, how do we react? What do we do?
Ask us how we'll react, but if he gets hit in the head, we're going to handle that. I don't think it's going to get to that point. I think everybody's learned from this situation, and we're going to move forward.
Hey, great answer. I was joking there. But your answer, by the way, could have got you in a gotcha moment.
Oh, yeah.
And so I apologize for putting you in that situation there. Yeah. I apologize. That's on me, man. What do you got the rest of the day? Have you guys already practiced?
Already practiced.
How'd you do?
Gonna relax, take care of the kids, watch some film, get to work.
Pretty good day of practice. You feel like you performed well out there?
Could be better. Gotta keep improving. We don't play on Wednesdays, right? I gotta be ready for Sunday.
Ooh, maybe we don't know. We don't know how much. Yeah, you know what I mean. I like hearing that you're still thinking you're playing on Sunday, though, and I genuinely believe that you do not know.
Thank you for that.
Well, the whole internet, everybody wants me to get out of you whether or not you're playing, because if you're not playing, by the way, then we could probably assume a couple others that aren't playing. But I genuinely believe that you do not know yet.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, if you do, good luck. If not, enjoy the G-Day, my friend, and we can't thank you enough for joining us. Have a great Wednesday, boss.
You too, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time Pro Bowler, D tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cam Hayward.
Yeah!
Thank you, Cam. I genuinely think he doesn't know yet.
Yeah, no idea.
Because I think what he said there told us a lot about Tomlin potentially, I bet you Tomlin's even potentially talking shit to some guys. Like, hey, you got a full day on, hey, you got a full day on Sunday. Oh, come on. Hey, full day on Sunday. Like, I think that is probably how it's going. And then maybe Saturday night, the last team meeting or last Zoom call, they'll probably tell him, like,
let him know.
Yeah, you got this. Yeah. Man, when I saw, because I've said this numerous times today, but it's going to happen for the Steelers potentially this weekend. Whenever you see them go for like 1 series, 2 series, and then you just you don't recognize a single person on the team. Basically, you're like, holy shit, this is the whole team is out. It's like, no, only 8 guys, but it's like those 8 guys are the guys.
The team.
Those are the guys. You know what I mean? So
Doc Hodges rushing the quarterback now. What the hell's going on?
Fucking Curtis Painter, dude. He got thrown in there. He might as well have been dropped into the Everglades coming off that plane.
Did he know at least?
Yeah, I think the night before he was probably told that it was going to happen, but there's no way he knew that like 3 offensive linemen were going.
Yeah.
Like, it was
his best weapons were going to throwing to nobody.
For me, you know,
you got to kick the ball either way.
Well, I thought I should have. It's the same reaction I had, you know, whenever I found out that Peyton wasn't going to play a whole season. Is somebody should have told me a little bit earlier, I would have been in a little bit better shape. You know what I mean? I had to use training camp to get in shape real quick. I thought we were just going to not punt again, you know. Then all of a sudden, I'm like 8 punts away from breaking the NFL record for most punts in a season. And I didn't know that until a couple weeks before the season, whenever I was summoned down in the training room and I saw Peyton with 15 wires attached to him. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, hey, pal, can you grab that over, man? I want to show you something. Don't show me damn thing. Let's talk about.
Show me throwing you the ball.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I might be down for a little bit. Well, man, I just got off a cruise where I drank literally 75 margaritas. Should we not have? I'm probably gonna be doing a little bit more work. It feels like
You
this.
mean like a week or two?
Yeah.
You're gonna be down, right? Not like a season or two.
Then you hear Bill Polian's calling Kerry Collins out of a hunting stand, a deer stand. Jeez, I'm like, I need to start running some sprints.
Yeah, better start kicking the ball.
Let's go to Russell in Texas. What's going on, Russell?
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Yep, sounds good. How are you down there in Russell? What are you doing, Russell?
Just got off of work. Just taking the kids home right now.
Oh, the kids are in the car. All right, let's keep it down out there. You know, I don't want to say anything for the kids. What do you do for a living?
I'm in the Army right now.
Appreciate your service, pal. What do you want to talk about, brother?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for paying your taxes. So I just want to talk about how good Zeke played, basically, and if he's back out of his slump. And if what do you think about the Cowboys making the playoffs this year?
Okay, Cowboys win and Washington football team loses. Cowboys are in.
Yep.
Cowboys lose. Washington loses. Giants are in.
Yep.
Washington wins. Cowboys win. Washington's in. Washington wins. Giants win. Washington's in. That's why it's Sunday Night Football.
Hell yeah.
The Cowboys, you know, it's been an interesting little run for the Cowboys.
True.
Yeah.
This season has been interesting for the Cowboys. Week 6, thought they were potentially never going to win a game. We thought at one point, not we, people were thinking, we just relayed the message. People were thinking that Mike McCarthy potentially staged an entire set at his house to fool Tom Pelissero to do a documentary about Mike McCarthy watching all the film in his basement as if he was still a head coach, and he titled it The McCarthy Project, which Jerry Jones loved, we loved, and got him a head coaching job. And in his press conference, he immediately said, I told Jerry to watch her play us because I wanted the job. Okay? And then things went bad, and there was actual conversation like, is Mike McCarthy potentially not able to coach football anymore? That defense, worst defense in the history of the NFL for a while, is old Nolan,
Mike Nolan.
the worst coach of all time. Has the game passed them by? And then you heard whispers of the players hated the coaches, and obviously you lose your franchise quarterback whose value went up immensely whenever this whole thing happened. But then Andy Dalton gets in there. And then the team, well, then he gets beheaded and nobody does anything.
Right.
Then he gets COVID. Then he comes back. And then it felt like, you know, there was sledgehammers with watermelons.
Yeah.
And then there was watermelon pinatas before the last game. And Andy Dalton starting to hit the weapons. And Tony Pollard started playing good. Now he said Zeke started playing good. It feels like the Cowboys are playing their best football they have played all year right now, which is what you want to be. And it's very, you know, reminiscent of a team from the NFC East that the coach was almost fired early in the season, and then they got very hot late, and then they beat the undefeated Patriots team. I'm talking about the New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
If the Dallas Cowboys get into the playoffs, Andy Dalton, that Red Rocket, if he gets hot, everybody's in trouble, except for the other teams in the NFC.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody in the NFC East is going to go on a big run, but I think this Cowboys season, we thought it was going to end up much worse than it has. And if you're a Cowboys fan, you got to be very pumped that they don't suck as bad as it potentially looked early.
Yeah, unfortunately for the NFC East, they will have to run into the Buccaneers in the first round no matter what. And it just feels like they're not going to have much success against the Buccaneers.
Really? I thought it was the Seahawks. Wouldn't they be playing?
I thought the Bucs were 5. Yeah, because the Rams dropped down. So no matter
4
what,
versus 5, yeah.
They're kind of screwed.
100% right there. But the Bucs.
The Bucs
I think Washington could give the Bucs some trouble.
What, the D-line?
Yeah.
On Tom.
Well, the Bucs are unbelievable against teams with a losing record. So if they're running into a team sub 500, they're going to be just fine.
The Bucs, by the way, what are they going to be? They played very good football. In the last 90 minutes, they've looked like a very good football team.
They're playing some garbage teams, but yeah, absolutely.
Atlanta Falcons, they almost just beat the Chiefs, dude.
The Falcons, top 10 pick. The Chiefs, as we've just talked about, aren't blowing teams out no matter what.
You can't just say a team's bad. Like the Jets are bad, okay? Jets are bad.
Of course.
Falcons, they almost just beat the Chiefs last week in a game the Chiefs had to win. I mean, let's not just rule every team just because they have a top 10 pick. Like that team's not even on scholarship is basically what you said.
The problem with the Packers that people talk about is that, they've only beaten one team with a 500 record or a record better than 500. The Buccaneers have only beaten one team with a record better than 500. So I don't get why they don't get the same treatment.
Well, the thing with the Packers is you can't make your own schedule.
Yeah. Play who's on the schedule.
Absolutely.
What do you want them to do?
What the hell do you want them to do? And you guess, and like I said, they're beating the piss out of everybody. It's not like they're squeaking by these teams.
Well, the Titans, by the way, currently leading the AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
They could potentially not even be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they lose to a pissed off J.J. Watt, okay, and the Colts win AFC South, Titans potentially out if all the other teams that are 10-5 win.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot on the line in the AFC this weekend. And then I'll be excited to see how it plays out if a couple teams lose, because they'll go down to the tiebreaker and they'll be like, I hope we get the potential point differential at one point, because then you start talking about the teams that, decide to rest players late or whatever. And there is so many tiebreakers that you get down to where you're like, man, if you go back to week 2, if they would have just decided to win by 70 there, they'd be in the goddamn playoffs.
Yeah.
It's a wild weekend for the NFL. I'm pumped for the NFL. Good for the NFL.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge Sunday for both sides. I mean, it's awesome.
COVID's happening in a couple places. Houston, I think it's happening.
Yeah.
And
Browns. Cleveland, too. Yeah.
By the way, COVID didn't listen to J.J. Watt's press conference.
No.
Because he said, you don't show up, do the work and everything like that. COVID's like, J.J., nobody's not showing up. How about that? Shut down the building, pal. Browns need to win. They got to shut down the building. They had a coach and a player or a practice squad guy, and then they got contact tracing going on. COVID's still alive in week 17. The NFL's still alive in week 17.
Yeah.
About 8 teams are still alive in week 17 that could get in, could get out. Good for the NFL.
Happy Sunday. Come on.
Let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll do questions from the Twitter and phone calls to wrap up this gorgeous Wednesday. December 30th.
Truly.
If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you that running a business is tough.
No, you don't.
No.
But you might be making it harder on yourself than necessary. CFO Phil told me, by the way, he uses old NetSuite.
I figured he did.
Let's go.
He does. He said, whenever you read that NetSuite ad, what you're saying probably isn't as great in your eyes, but what NetSuite has done for my life has been much better, Phil said.
Let's go.
All right.
Come on, NetSuite.
Believe it or not, I do not go through spreadsheets.
No.
I'll look at what's going on, okay?
Check it out.
But it's going to be tough to see me putting in the numbers in the spreadsheet. It's going to be tough to find. By the way, that's why there's a good yin and yang.
Yes.
That's old Phil.
That's why it works.
That's right.
Phil's very good at that stuff. Why did he choose to be an accountant? How is that what Phil likes to do?
Always have a job.
Yeah, but Phil, I think he enjoys the numbers. And
Probably.
It makes no sense because I feel like we're pretty like-minded people. You know what I mean? Me and Phil. And we've been friends literally since kindergarten. I mean, it is one. And he's into the accounting thing. And I wouldn't be caught dead sitting in front of that thing typing in the number.
Couldn't do it.
But if you are the person that does it at the business that you're at, whether you're the business owner or the person that maybe runs the books, you need to use NetSuite.
Hell yeah. You're going to love it.
Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need when you need it. Ditch the spreadsheets and all the old software you've outgrown. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need all in one place instantaneously. Whether you're doing millions or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time and money with NetSuite. Join the over 22,000 companies, including ours, using NetSuite right now. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/Pat. That's netsuite.com/PAT for your free product tour right now. We got to get to a break. This is Pat McAfee Show. On the other side, questions from Twitter and humans on the phone. And then Chris Mad Dog Russo. This is Pat McAfee Show, December 30th. What's the most beer you did in one night you think of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And You know, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on you. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them. Nice. But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you were pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start
you know,
self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused, they'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
Okay. Okay. Oh my God! Best sign spinner in the world! At least now he says, that was unbelievable. Bro, thank you for what you just did right there. What's your name? Mike. Mike, where are you from? Right here in Los Angeles. That was fucking awesome to watch. Good luck out there. They should be paying you more.
Tune in for the World Sign Spinning Championship in Vegas.
There's a World Sign Spinning Championship?
In Vegas.
Are you like a national, are you a champion?
I rank.
You rank? What do you rank?
I got 8th in the 2013 Olympic State.
What do we have to do to get better? How do we get to first place? What's the new move? What's the new move? Maybe light it on fire. Oh! Please now! Oh my God! If I was getting to the end with the kickflip, I don't know how you're 8th in the world. You should be number 1. And if I was leasing a place, I'm fucking coming here. Oh my. I didn't think I could continue to be an FCC regulated person without really hitting my max potential.
And that's why he's with us. I love it. The Pat McAfee Show on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
Oh, found it.
Man, that feels good.
You know, it's like a Where's Waldo in the playlist.
Yeah.
And I could remember like exactly where it's at, but I like to not because it's a little game before the.
Sure. And we won the game.
We did, didn't we?
I got to go.
What was it? Yesterday it was in the first hour.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fucking heater, dude. Late night special band. They have stickers. I know that because it's on somebody's something.
CDs as well.
They need to stop with the CDs. Stop wasting money. It's the records, though.
Yeah.
Records are good. Those are kind of coming back.
Yep. You bet.
Way up. Right away up. Mama told me one day a love like you will only leave me lonely. Welcome back. Don't leave him lonely, dude. I wonder if his mom really told him that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, one done, you're going to find a lady, and she's going to leave your ass lonely, dude.
Something to think about.
That's a tough mom.
Yeah. The whole band had to kind of buy into that theory.
I mean, maybe we're breaking down the song a little bit too much here, but I feel bad for that moment where that guy, he's probably scared to death going into every relationship.
He's only 14 when he heard it, too, so for the rest of his life.
All right.
Is he still single?
We like each other? Or, yeah, all right.
Are you going to...
You're going to leave my ass alone. Yeah, he's made a great song.
Hey, and 2 years later, he was right. She left his ass lonely at the whatever gig he was playing at. You know?
That's why disco happened, because he's back.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's
That's
all the way
right.
back.
True.
You can break his heart, but that shit ain't going to stop. No, the world keeps spinning.
That's right.
This
Sun's still
late night
coming
special
up.
band still continues.
Yeah.
Hey, they're a good band.
Great band. You played another one of their songs. It was real good.
Disco, yeah, that's literally what I was just referring to.
Oh, okay. I thought Disco was the name of the album.
Oh, well, thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for being a part of the show, Connor.
I'm so bad with song names these days, you know?
I'm not good with names either. I can get the lyrics normally.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, that's another thing about that song is normally I'm very good with the lyrics of things. Very, very good. They used to call me a jukebox because I just basically do every song. You know why? Because I'd drive around with Tim McAfee, and he loved music, right?
Yeah.
So we had a lot of that. And then Jay had a very different taste in music, and I was around him a lot. He played a lot of music. And for me, I have pretty good memory, so I just remember the songs. Have no idea who's singing them because on the radios back in the day, they didn't have like who the name was.
Yes.
But you play a song, normally I can get it, oh yeah, and then I could do the whole thing. This song, not only have I not remembered where it is in the playlist, I also couldn't guess what those fucking words are for a large part of that song.
No, me neither. It's more of a vibe, a mood, you know, because it is very tough to understand the lyrics.
Hell of a song. Though.
We love this song.
I love the song.
And I love the other one you said.
Disco.
Yeah. Disco's fantastic, too.
All right, welcome back to the show, sports show. I asked the Twitter to send in some questions so we could answer them. And that normally happens whenever there's not a lot to talk about in the actual sports world. So we say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and interact here and get the people who really make this show what it is, the people that listen and follow along. We appreciate you. Let's go to questions from the Twitter. First one, Foxy, comes from a great intro, by the way. That's a great video there. We have a real segment. There it is. At Hubie21, Jake Huber posts a picture of the Brown family, Mike Brown, who is Paul Brown's son, who is the current owner of the Cincinnati Bengals. This is my team's owner and son. Not a favorable picture of those two, by the way. No. Well, maybe it is, actually. I don't know. If you had that much money, you probably just don't.
Yeah. If you love shelves, that's a great photo.
What, dude?
What? You said it's a favorable photo, and I said, well, yeah, if you love shelves, then it's a favorable photo.
That makes no sense. They provide Lunchables for team meals and still have no indoor practice facility. Is it time to find a new team? Hashtag questions from the Twitter. Jake, it's been time, dude. Now's not the time to leave. Okay, Joe Burrow seems like he has a chance. Now, the picture of the two humans that you sent alongside your tweet, they might completely ruin Joe Burrow's career.
Yeah.
Now, all signs indicate that will happen if you watch this year. Now, do Cincinnati Bengals fans deserve that? No. Okay? You do not deserve that at all. And I just learned about the history of this Brown family, by the way. I had no idea that Mike Brown's dad, Paul Brown, was the owner of the Browns until Art Modell basically kicked him out of Cleveland. Jeez. So he said, okay, I'm going to go down to Cincinnati, create another fucking team, and we're going to build this thing here. So this is a spite team.
They're going to stink too.
Exactly. My family will run this team in the ground as well. It's a spite team that he created in Cincinnati, okay? Cincinnati people are a great group of people, passionate people. Who they say gonna beat them Bengals? They only have 7 winning seasons or something like that in their 27-year existence, okay? I mean, there is a lot of things to talk about with the Bengals' failure and ineptitude, especially if you go back to whenever players like Carson Palmer, who by all accounts pretty good football player, was rather in retirement than to continue to play for them because of how bad things were behind the scenes. And then you start reading up on Wikipedia, which, by the way, the people who are typing on Wikipedia, you can catch their slant while they're typing in their information. If you start looking into the amount of money that the Brown family has basically paid themselves through the whole entire Bengals operation and the people that are in charge of things and the decisions are getting made in the skeleton, bare bones like operations that are happening in some parts of the building that don't happen in the other place, you could see how if you were a Bengals fan, you'd be fed up and say, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go to a team that wants to win. But Bengals fans don't do that. And if you're still a fan at this point, old Hubie 21, you might as well just go ahead and go down with the ship. Pal. If you didn't decide to leave them yet, now is not the time, because Joe Burrow might put that entire non-indoor practice facility having fucking organization on his back, and they'll never win a Super Bowl because there's other teams that want to win and owners that want to win, but you might be able to have some good times over there in Cincinnati.
Yeah. It's just going to be like a revolving door, though, isn't it?
Forever.
Because if you don't ever have like a guy like Peyton or like Rodgers come in and be able to say like, hey, we need to get a fucking indoor facility. Like if that's never going to happen, then it's just going to be a constant carousel of guys who aren't that great.
Okay, so whenever I started mentioning the no indoor practice facility, a lot of listeners, a lot of YouTube commenters, like, hey, he makes a big deal out of this. Now that you've listened to the show a little bit more and you understand how I operate, I'm a big Pavlov's dog guy, okay? Bell, treat. Bell, saliva, treat. Okay? Don't have indoor facility, probably cutting corners in other fucking places, not going to be a elite operation. Okay? That's how I think. Like, if this is happening, then this is probably happening as well. Then this. Am I always right? No. A lot? Yeah. Because it's just indicators of things. And you have to be able to read the indicators of things. If they haven't invested in their team, not just the players, by the way, that have to go out and get pneumonia practice, even if they're playing against a team in Florida or a dome team. So there's no way they want to run extra routes or do extra work after practice because it is 15 degrees in the middle of a blizzard when every other team in the entire NFL has an opportunity to go in there, catch an extra 200 passes in the jugs machine with the equipment manager inside the facility or whatever. If you're not willing to do that for your team, we can all assume that there's other shitty things probably happening, right?
I think so.
And if you're a Bengals fan, you should be mad about that, I think. And I think that's what Hubie21 was admitting to. It's like, with the picture of the shelf lovers, it became one of the, which, by the way,
shelf havers.
He's making a crack at the guy's gut.
Yeah, he has a shelf, you see.
Oh my! You said shelf lovers.
No, yeah. Well, if you love shelves, and they had a couple of, two of the finest shelves I've ever seen. Look at that guy on the right. Hell.
Oh my God!
You could put the goddamn TV on that thing.
I thought that's what you were referring to.
Yeah.
But do you think people that have those guts love them?
Why do they still got them if they don't love them?
It's not easy.
Easier said than done.
We
know, rid of it.
but get a goddamn Peloton.
Well, look, if you think about. There's good food somewhere in that Cincinnati Bengals organization. The players ain't eating it, okay?
The restaurant.
This fucking guy. Wait till you turn 30.
Yeah, you think guys that can't see whenever they pee want to be like that forever? No.
I don't know. Sitting down to pee isn't so bad.
It's awesome, by the way.
Yeah. Larry David does it.
Well, that is not who you should be comparing yourself to. Human peak performance. Now, maybe brain operation for sure.
Yes.
By the way, that entire setup there, if that was to ever be built with the no splashback thing as well in his spite shop, would be magical. But I'm just talking about middle of the night, maybe. You go in there. You don't really know what's going on. Lights are kind of there. Go ahead and sit it down. Don't be scared to sit it down. And maybe even go AC Slater if you have to.
Yes.
Go ahead and get a little snooze on that.
Lean on the front. Yeah.
Another question from the Twitter. Good conversation there from Hubie21.
Thanks, Hubie.
What do we think Hubie's going to do? We think he's going to remain a fan, huh?
He has to.
At this point. Yeah. Now, unless you're a Lions fan, you just want to be a Steelers fan.
I actually was going to mention, couldn't you see Joe Burrow's career being just like Matthew Stafford's? Just tough son of a bitch. They don't give him any weapons.
And he doesn't talk much.
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to stay there. Like, it's not like he's going to leave.
Yeah, because he's an Ohio kid.
Yep.
And they'll paint him out to be a bad guy if he wants out to actually have some success and maybe an opportunity somewhere. So he's just like, fuck it. I'll buy in. I'm loyal.
Yep. He's just going to come to work every single day.
Could be. Could be like that. Yeah. Or it could be like a guy who had a lot of hopes but gets decapitated twice a game.
Yeah.
And just could never really
Carson
survive.
Palmer got out.
Yeah, Carson Palmer.
Yeah. If you're a Bengals fan in Cincinnati, just turn your sights to college. You got the Cincinnati Wildcats right there.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Bearcats. I'm sorry.
Oh, shelf lover. Dude, unbelievable.
I was thinking about the Northwestern Cats.
Hey, there's a huge, very different team.
Yeah.
There is very different.
Yeah.
There's a big bowl game tonight, Florida,
Huge.
Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Gumpy, who we betting? Florida's getting 4. They got no players playing. Right?
Everybody's on Oklahoma because all of Florida's players are sitting out. I love Kyle Trask, though.
He's a very good quarterback, but he doesn't have that tight end.
He got nobody to throw to tonight.
Or the other guy.
Or the number 1 guy that we got a call from.
Yes.
Watch a highlight of him. He is very explosive.
He's got burners.
Good games last night, too, actually. Both games entertaining.
Hey, Texas got a new quarterback. Sam Ehlinger hurt his shoulder. His shoulder. De'Ara King hurt his knee yesterday. But Sam Ehlinger down there at Texas, hook him. He got hurt. He's been there for 25 years at Texas. Yeah. The kid they got coming in the second half, something Johnson or Thompson, 8 of 10, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Slinging it.
Texas fans were like, oh, Sam, thanks for everything, because the whole we're back and like the big Texas fan. That's awesome. Hell of a run, man. Way to go.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get this new guy.
Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
He'll do signings down there, though, because Texas fans are a very loyal bunch, but seems like they haven't been relevant for a while.
I mean, he might get a shot.
Who?
Ehlinger.
Okay.
I mean, Jake Fromm's on a football team right now.
Okay. Jake Fromm? You think you think Sam Ehlinger better than Jake Fromm? Yeah.
I don't know if he's that much worse. Is Jake Fromm blowing anybody out of the water?
But Jake Fromm, didn't he win a national championship?
Oh no, he never won one.
He made it to a national championship, though, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, that Texas team was not. They were not winning a lot of games. Like they won, obviously. A lot of hype, good team.
Right, brought Texas back.
And maybe Sam, he will be an electric NFL quarterback. But you know, that's the interesting thing about this time of year is a lot of great college players. A lot of great college players.
A lot of them.
And a lot of people are, they're super pumped about their guy. Like that guy said, the next Tyreek Hill. It's like, okay, yeah, all right. There's a men's league that's coming around now. You know what I mean? Where everybody, all they do is study football all day. Now, not everybody. You hear about the stories of people that don't, and they get kind of cut out of the league very quickly. It is a different operation up there. And maybe Sam's the guy up in the NFL, and maybe not in Big 12 football, especially with the defenses that are in there. Like maybe he just wasn't able to figure out about the NFL. Maybe he'll be able to get going. I'm pulling for hook him, dude.
Timmy Wolfer's playing quarterback this weekend. All right, he could get a chance.
Oh, by the way, don't even think about putting Stravolsky and Sam Ehlinger in the same conversation.
I wasn't saying Stravolsky. Stravolsky's the next quarterback for the New England Patriots. I'm not throwing him in there.
Dude had an 8-pack.
Yeah.
White guy.
You see his fit he had on?
Yeah, the fur jacket.
Oh, come on.
Cowboy hat, sunglasses. I'm lit. You're lit.
Yeah. Chain.
What's the next question from Twitter, dude? The double DC, Donnie Creasman. Pat, huge fan. What do you think is causing the Broncos so much trouble this year? Is it coaching? I think Fangio is amazing, but Shermer and Locke can't get on the same damn page. Or is Locke the problem? If we get an early pick, should Elway go QB again? All right, double DC, I got a question for you. Donnie Creasman. Do you think Elway's the right guy?
Yeah.
That's the big question now, right? Isn't it? Isn't that the question I think a lot of Broncos fans have? I every once in a while, I'll venture over into Broncos Twitter, just kind of get I'll drop into some fan bases Twitter, just to kind of check the temperature. I feel like a lot of people are turning on Elway over there in the Broncos Association. And old Creasman there, it felt like the Fangio has made some time management mistakes in big moments. We've seen that. He's a defensive coach, though. That's going to happen for a little bit. But it feels like the fans aren't completely against Fangio's defense and how good of a coach he is. Yeah. They just feel like potentially Elway might not be pulling the strings right. Who knows what's going to happen there? We're in week 17, Drew Lock here after a full season. Does anybody know if he's the guy? Nobody knows. I think the Broncos are an interesting team to watch this offseason and see what the hell they do.
I mean, with the exception of Peyton Manning, they haven't had a quarterback worth of shit in like 15 years, it seems like. I mean, Jay Cutler before he went to the Bears, and Elway, he doesn't want to draft a guy who's going to be better than he was. I mean, that's that guy's ego. When he fired John Fox, he said, I want to thank John Elway, John Fox for all he did.
John Elway said that?
Yeah, he thanked himself after John Fox got fired. I mean,
that is awesome.
I don't think he's that good at his job. I think that's been pretty evident over the last couple of years.
Bro, that is maybe my favorite thing I've ever heard. I have not heard that sound.
All-time clip, yeah.
I'd like to thank me. I'm sorry.
Right after John Fox got fired, I'd like to thank John Elway. John Fox for it.
Who's John Elway friends with? I'd assume he's friends with Peyton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
He's probably friends with Stink.
Have we heard anybody come out and talk about what it's like to be friends with John Elway or what John Elway's like as a human? No, really, right? Haven't. Ever.
I don't think so.
I've heard Jim Kelly had incredibly good times.
Yeah.
People love being, good friends. I've got a chance to experience being in Peyton's good dude, good time. Like, you know what I mean? Good time. Tom Brady, I've heard stories. Great.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, fucking great. Legend to be around. Haven't heard much about Drew Brees, people. And haven't heard much about John Elway. And I assume there's others as well that are in an upper echelon. But it's hard for me to completely judge somebody until I hear what people think about the human.
Sure.
But I do that a lot on this show. And I always try to say, probably good guy, but stinks at his job.
Yeah.
John Elway, probably good guy, but it does seem like when it comes to building rosters for sustained success, seems like he might stink.
Maybe not even that good of a guy. Maybe just a great football player.
Incredible car salesman, though. He's got like
Several
45 dealerships out there.
Oh, yeah.
John Elway's probably sitting on just so much money. Is he hundreds of millions? Probably.
I would
say
assume
so. Yeah, for sure.
I guess it'd be tough to remain relatable.
Yeah.
And dialed in if you had hundreds of millions of dollars.
And also be kind of hard to find the next guy to replace you in the organization's history when you want to just continue to be the guy in Denver.
Yeah, because it is John Elway's team still.
Exactly. And what do you think about, obviously you think about that Peyton Super Bowl, but the glory days for the Broncos for the 90s.
The big spin.
Yeah.
This one's for John.
I mean, he gave Brock Osweiler like $150 million. You know?
Lock it in. That kid was from Montana, by the way, Brock Osweiler. Every other human I've seen from Montana is the same person. It's Mitt's dad. It's Mark Mariani.
Yeah.
They're just Montana. Brock Osweiler might look like an alien in Montana, to be honest. They're all about 5'10", 5'9", 5'8".
The Brock.
I think that's kind of the Montana tribe. It's like a 5'9", 5'8",
Gritty.
5'10", hardworking, crafty white dude. Okay, that's what. And then Brock Osweiler might just be an alien from Montana. He's 6'10" or whatever.
Loves Arizona State in the sun.
He had a run, didn't he?
Hey, he beat the Pats in the snow.
He did make $100 million. What were you going to say, man, sir?
Elway net worth as of this year, $145 million.
Okay, and those people only know of the public money. Correct. So there isn't even like the private money.
Offshore accounts.
No. I'm talking
money in other people's names.
I'm not talking about laundering money. I'm talking about deals that are made that don't get made public,
John Elway Bird.
You got to be patient with John. He got blown out in like 3 Super Bowls before he won those 2 back-to-backs. So it takes him a little time.
Hey, listen.
Stack a few L's.
To get to a Super Bowl is not easy. All right?
That's right.
Respect, dude. Dan Marino only made 1, right? It was when Flipper was kicking the ball.
Yeah.
Didn't get to win it.
Snowflake, I mean.
Snowflake.
This is from Markin.
Ooh.
Marcin, never seen the name.
I'm going Martian.
Hey, I think Marson.
We are not the same. I am a Marcin. At Marcin Betts, what do you guys think about college players opting out during the game? Would you qualify that as quitting on your team? This goes right to that Florida-Oklahoma game tonight. Because as soon as I saw Florida was playing Oklahoma, I was like, I'm hammering the hell out of Florida in that game. And then all of a sudden, Gumpy goes, nobody's playing for him. I was like, what do you mean? And this was the whole opt-out thing. Whenever I was in college, it wasn't as big as it is now. If you were a first-round pick, maybe even top 10 projected pick, you are not playing in a bowl game. Okay, it's just not good business. And now it's become like if you're even going to be drafted probably top 5 rounds, you've worked this hard to get here, your dream is to make the NFL, why would you ruin it right now type thing? And I can see both sides of this. And I'm not in school right now, so I don't fully have my finger on the pulse of what teams are like. I feel like our team liked each other so much, like you kind of almost wanted to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But granted, that was back whenever we were going out, having a good time together, and it was a much different world now. I feel like my people are much separated. Not that the team hasn't come together, but it's come together in a different fashion as opposed to the old school way of the way teams would come together. I think a lot more teams come together around a keg than they do kale, but nowadays, the boys kind of have a different way of connecting, and they all very much understand the business side of things, which, by the way, good for all the players trying to make their money, be about their money, make themselves and set themselves up for a good living. This goes back to the booger thing about the brands, how if you can handle your business as a football player, you should not feel bad at all about building your own business, because 80% of players used to go broke after their NFL careers 2 years afterwards. So if guys are changing that, I'm with it. But the opting out thing, for me, I by the way, never was important enough to ever do it, but I felt like back in the day, it was like a big thing about being a team. Like, hey, I don't want to let down my boys or whatever. Now I think everybody's just like, do your thing. It's business. It's just 2 different worlds. Just 2 very different worlds at this point.
Not playing for the natty. I mean, that's really what you're in it for, right?
Yeah, and Arian Foster said, we ain't playing one for the Gipper. Go get your fucking money. But a lot of people feel that way, and it's just 2 different times, And all the people from the back in the day that hate it are always going to hate it. Chris Mad Dog Russo is next. Cheers.
Wow.
I think I snuck it in.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
And I think we wrapped up the conversation, too.
Yeah.
2 seconds, by the way, for that. I left myself on the shot clock there.
And it was still enough.
Pulled up, hand was in the face. Hand was in the face.
Might have even gotten fouled on the shot.
I probably and one.
Yeah.
Don't need it. Don't need it, by the way.
No,
We're down 2.
Yeah.
Game's over.
Yeah, so the ball went in, but I am standing at the free throw with a victory lap at the current
Oh, yeah.
moment.
Get 50.
I'm going Jackie Moon, by the way. Granny style here.
Swish.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Might airball. Like
No,
LeBron.
maybe go off the front of the rim, get your own rebound, dunk it, finish the game.
Game is over, though, because...
0.2 seconds
like
on the
0.2
clock.
seconds on the clock.
Oh,
real
okay.
quick.
So you're saying why not?
Yeah,
Enough
grab
time
it.
for a
Because
dunk.
they've already undone their jerseys.
Exactly. You're probably by yourself at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's just me. Why not just go ahead and put on a show real quick?
Catch that thing, windmill.
Yeah.
Dang.
I've always said that they should go for the 4-point play more.
Yes.
It should be an actual strategy. I understand that, the 2-for-1 thing is a strategy where people are just hucking up balls with 27 or 28 seconds left on the clock or whatever. And Braun pulled up from the logo and didn't even hit the backboard. And they were like, look at this 2-for-1 attempt. I'm like,
Smart.
Is it smart basketball? Okay, I get it. And now they're talking about, is this Lakers team anything like the last year's Lakers team? We're 4 games into this thing. It's a little bit early. Braun airballed a foul shot, I guess.
He did.
I guess that was talked about. Happens the best. I do it all the time out here, by the way.
Yeah.
Not all the time, by the way.
Not all.
Let's relax. Every once in a while, though, I'll come out of a steel cage match where I can't move my arms.
Sure.
Fox.
And some asshole named Evan Fox will try to take advantage. How'd that work out for you, Foxy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm down $5,000 now.
Yeah. And whose fault is that, Foxy?
That's not my fault.
Yeah.
I was
Is that
up
right?
$100.
Is that right?
I put up $100. Somehow it turns into $5,000.
Well, that's because you were such a good guy.
Yeah. Come on, dude. When it rains, it pours.
I just wanted to challenge you there.
Oh, yeah.
Thought you wanted to give back to the people.
He was trying to take advantage of a situation. And the thing about that is, I took that personally. You know what I mean? That's all I needed, dude.
Foxy stepped on a mine that he planted.
Let's go to Nolan in New Jersey. What's going on, Nolan? Oh, shit.
Pat and the boys.
Nolan, hold on one second. Mindhunter
Yeah.
has Richard Jewell on there.
Oh, yeah.
You just said find a mine that he planted, by the way. The way the FBI and the comes in and, for political purposes, kicks the ATF out of there,
Oh, yeah.
which the ATF, by the way, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, somehow those 3 are lumped together in the government's eyes.
yeah.
That's an interesting mistake made way back in the day. But nonetheless, the ATF lab is in Atlanta, okay? And there's this guy who's done 5,000 bomb sites in the ATF. We have like a guy in the American ATF who is like the bomb expert, I guess. Like that guy after he talks, let the bomb talk. Let's let the bomb talk by the evidence. We'll figure this out.
Locker.
Yeah, he's like this redneck Yoda is how they call him. He wears like a flannel thing, you know what I mean? The FBI basically just told him to scram. And I only watched one episode. It's an entire series about Richard Jewell. There's a bomb.
Yeah, there's a bomb in Centennial Park.
So it's not the movie. It's this series thing.
Yeah.
And it's the basically shows how it was all investigated down there. I'm only one episode in, and maybe I was too naive. The fact that there is that type of political bullshit that happens amongst because you see it in not State Troop. What's the movie where they chug
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers. You see Super Troopers.
This is our jurisdiction.
Yeah, exactly. You see that and they make a joke of it or whatever. And then you watch this thing. It was like the FBI basically just told the ATF, get. Just showed up and said, get out.
Yeah.
Who knows how accurate that is? It's like, are we not just trying to figure out what happened here? And the answer is no.
No. Yeah.
The answer was no, they were not.
There's a narrative.
Why is everything such bullshit? Why does everything have to be bullshit?
Good question. I don't know, because it is. Every time they come in, it's like, hey, this is our fucking crime scene now. Get out of here. You guys are done.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a piece of the pie, and some people just want bigger slices, and that's where it comes in.
Well, then the mayor was involved.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Hey, Richard Jewell, that guy, he's definitely an insufferable guy, I'd assume.
Yeah.
But guy who's not a cop, but
dead.
Richard Jewell's dead.
I believe he passed away not too long ago.
Oh, how?
Oh my!
I think it was a heart attack or something.
Well,
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that after I watched the movie, I did a little digging, and I think he is dead.
Well, yesterday I said rest in peace to Texas Dolly. He is not dead.
He isn't.
Doyle Brunson's really?
Doyle Brunson's still alive.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I am so sorry, Doyle. I thought for sure I saw something on the internet, but by the way, everything's bullshit.
Yeah, you probably did.
Everything's bullshit.
Happy for you. Still alive.
Pumped. You taught me. You made me a lot of money, Texas Dolly, with your book. I appreciate it, but Richard Jewell. I'm sorry.
Ty's right.
He is deceased.
2007, he died.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. So, he died not too long ago.
Doyle Brunson
13
still
years,
alive.
so.
Yeah, Texas Dolly. By the way, congrats, man.
Man, Richard Jewell.
He got fucked. From what I've been watching.
He did.
And he's dead. I didn't know.
He went on a, man, I did not know a lot about it. 96, is that when it was? Yeah, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when it was the Atlanta, is that when it was?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He had the diabetes.
Oh, he died from diabetes.
Hey, can we have a little respect back there? This guy's a fucking hero, the way Gumpy just diabetes.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, well.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Diabetes.
Jeez, Nick.
That's why I'd say you pronounce it.
Z did not deserve that. He got fucked though, Richard Jewell.
Oh, yeah, screwed.
He went up into the audio tower and fought a guy to save his life.
Yeah. Did him no favors.
Think about this. Is that person still on the loose? I don't know. Don't give it away because I want to watch the rest of this series.
Yeah.
Did they ever catch the person that actually did it? How about this Nashville one?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
Shit
that's
is wild.
absurd.
Yeah.
How come when these insane things happen, by the way, we don't learn it? Now, we are in the sports world, so I assume that people know more in that world. But I feel like all these other worlds where shit happens that I learn about, like those people all mock the sports world. It's like, yo, you guys got some shit to figure out, okay? Like when we watch election night, it was hard not to just watch Kornacki the entire time.
Right.
But leading up to that debate thing that I watched, those people all judge sports people. Not all of them, but a lot of those type of people judge sports people. I was watching the debate. I'm like, so you guys are just doing what we do? You guys are just trying to be like us? And then you watch like this government try to figure out those people coming. It's like, this is what you guys do? Like, I feel like sports might be the most pure thing out there now. And we got refs moving balls half the yard.
That's a good point.
Get off our ass, dude. Sports fans deserve more respect.
They do.
I agree.
Those Notre Dame kids got absolutely crucified for going on that field after beating Clemson.
Yeah.
And then there was a field storming event going on in like 15 cities downtown, though. It wasn't a field, you see. It was cement.
That's right.
Yeah, I see Nancy Pelosi in a salon without a mask on, too. I don't see
Whoa.
her, getting eviscerated for it.
What's that? Is
What was
me?
that? Static feedback?
I don't think so.
Yeah, guys.
What was that?
That may have been Pelosi fucking.
Pelosi coming through?
They're hacking us.
YouTube show's crashing right now.
Is that guy still on the phone?
Nolan, what's going on, dude?
How you doing, Pat?
What do you want to talk about, dude?
I want to talk about the legend, the fur coat wearing, Bud Light drinking, freak of a human, Chris Strebler. So I think on Sunday he could still get reps. You know, maybe at running back, wide receiver, maybe a little wildcat.
Yes.
He's very athletic.
Yeah.
And with Tyler coming off the injury, he might need to, go on the sideline for a little bit, get a little Gatorade, come back in. He can get some action. Maybe get a backup job next year.
Well, I believe the Strebler, the Leveler.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to be around the NFL for a long time. I've only watched a little bit of film on him. Feels like he's a guy that people will enjoy in the locker room and in the quarterback room, if I had to guess. Did you hear that again? It just happened again. Is it mine?
I didn't hear that one.
I didn't hear that one either.
I heard a little bit of a kick there. I keep my thing so loud, so whenever it comes into my ears,
mine's low as hell.
It's as if my brain just got attacked. I'm going to be deaf, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Look at these things. They're in my ear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I already had an eardrum pop whenever I tried to fight a wave in college.
Yeah. But you fixed that.
By the way, rest in peace to Hardy. He was about 50 yards behind me in the race to the wave. I won the race, but I lost the war.
That's right. Good win.
The race was from the rented Jeep we drove overnight to the water in Ocean City, New Jersey, home of Michael Lombardi, we've learned.
Yep.
And we had potentially been drinking, not the driver, but everybody else in said vehicle were potentially pretty tuned up, ready to go. We traveled overnight. We get there early morning. There was already some families on the beach. Race to water. Whoever makes it to like the part where the deepest water doesn't have to pay for like the first day or two for anything, basically. So this was a real race. We got going. I won. I had no families in my way. A couple guys had to hop over some kids.
Sure.
I'll get you.
They did. By the way, nobody was injured in the entire thing except for my eardrum.
Thank God.
Because when I ran out there, I want to give a big right to the wave because I won. And you see the wave crashed on my head.
Yeah. Hit back.
And I thought it was just water in my ear. So we went and got the
dropper?
Yeah, the acid dropper thing that kind of clears it out. And it felt like it was burning a hole to my brain.
Yeah. Which?
It potentially was.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good win, though.
So I was like this for the next 7 months, basically.
You didn't pay anything for those next 2 days.
Yeah, but I couldn't really do anything.
I was going to say, I imagine those next 2 days were not that fun.
Yeah, the equilibrium was a bit off.
Sure.
It was a little bit of
a lot of sitting down.
It was literally the first 6 seconds of that spring break was. Because that's probably how long it took me, about 7 seconds, just ruined the entire trip.
Hey, that sprint out there, how exhilarating was it, though?
I was floating. Yeah. It was like I was finding every hard piece of sand, too.
Perfect.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was so proud of me when I was, if I could have that in a bottle, me sprinting on that beach.
That feeling.
Just right there, right before maybe one of the worst feelings.
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably dive in if you had to do it again, maybe.
Yeah.
Go under. Come up on the other side, champion.
Yeah. Instead of punching.
Going out the water.
Celebrate early, I should have.
Yep.
Yeah. Drop the ball at the one.
Yeah. But I would say I did score, though.
Yeah, you scored and maybe ran into the goalpost.
Yeah. I did get a free crab leg buffet, though.
Oh,
nice. How about that?
It's very nice of them. And down the boardwalk, got a couple of nice little, yard-long drinks.
Let's go.
It was very nice of me. But, boy, I couldn't walk straight.
Yeah.
Sober
It was
or
tough.
drunk.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah, that sounds pretty excruciating.
I beat Hardison, though. He was behind me.
Yeah. Winner. Still a winner.
Reed. Them talking shit to me about how they did the big congratulations, as I was.
Guys.
Way to go.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had to jump over kids. I heard that later.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, you're already in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we came out, there was a couple families that clapped.
Oh, they were watching the race as well?
Yeah, but I couldn't, so the guys even got the glory of the clap, and I was...
Couldn't even hear them.
I was potentially dizzy. And,
yeah. Falling over.
But boy, when I was sprinting by those families,
Oh, yeah.
If you can bottle that up.
Let's go to Tori in Kansas. What's going on, Tori? What do you think he's getting into?
I don't know.
I'm
I thought he was potentially going to the bathroom there for a second.
Yeah. Grabbing a popsicle.
Tori might be a lady, too.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, Tori.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, we're just trying to see what you're getting into. We didn't know.
Boys.
We didn't know what we were going to hear next there. What's going on, Tori?
All right, man. Quick question. First of all, big fan of the show. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, we appreciate
Quick
you.
question here. Steelers fan. Are we better off next year riding it out with Big Ben and drafting a quarterback this year? Or are we taking our chances with Mason Rudolph and possibly letting the ship sink and die?
Well, let's see what he does against the Browns, okay? Mason Rudolph, he might be a much different quarterback now than he was back in the day. And remember, Tomlin was they were very sternly behind Mason Rudolph.
High on him.
Ben says he's ready to win a ball game.
Ben said that?
Yeah. He's never seen Mason this ready.
Really? So Ben last year, whenever he was hurt, watching Mason go in the game, this guy stinks.
No chance.
That guy's got no
He's
chance.
going to get his head bashed in.
This year, legit. He better stop doing what he's doing. He's going to get his helmet ripped off.
Yep.
And he's going to get it right in the cranium with it.
Smacked.
Right on the field, I bet.
Uh-huh.
He says he's ready to win a ball game. Who else is resting?
You'd be a Pittsburgh hero forever. You keep the Brownies out?
I don't know. I think Mason is not loved.
This is another day on the job.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know.
Hey, a Super Bowl.
I mean, it makes sense what you're saying about Cleveland, being a city that, since you're a child in Pittsburgh, you are supposed to hate. You're taught to hate, basically. So what you're saying makes a lot of sense about the Cleveland Browns rivalry thing with the Steelers. But also, I just don't know if Mason Rudolph is that beloved in Pittsburgh.
No.
I don't think he is.
Duck Hodges, you know what I mean, came in. There's a guy that's loved in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? The underdog story.
Exactly.
Comes in there and does this whole thing. What if Mason comes out and slings it?
Just looking like the best QB controversy in round 1 of the playoffs.
People have already clipped me saying yesterday, Mason Rudolph starting for the Steelers. That team's going to stink. Yesterday I said it, but I guess I should leave out the option that he could be very good at football on Sunday.
Yeah.
He could be, Nick. Why are you shaking your head no?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Why are you so negative, Nick? He could be very good at football. That guy, when he was at Oklahoma State, you remember him throwing a pill around?
Oh, gunslinger.
Oh, my
that throw
Yeah, he used
from
to
his
throw
deck.
pills. Now he throws balloons. I mean, there's no chance.
You don't
Football
know.
did get
I
bigger.
can see it now. Him and Juju dancing a Corvette in the locker room after the game. Big win.
That'd be sick. If they
Can't
both
wait.
had a ball.
No masks.
No masks.
In Ohio, I don't know what the rules are.
More lax, maybe.
I don't know.
They're similar.
Let's go to Moses in Florida. Fucking Moses is calling. What's going on, dude?
Shit, part the
Hey,
sea.
Pat, what's up?
Is that who did
How the
it?
boys?
Hey,
He saved all the Jewish people who are living in Egypt.
is your entire family named after, the people that did the things way back in the day for the people?
Oh yeah.
Really?
What's your brother's
Big
name?
time, yeah. How's it going, Pat? How the boys?
Hey, Moses, everything's good. We kind of want to learn a little bit more about you. I've never spoke to a Moses before. I've heard a story. Do you have a brother, a sister? What's your dad's name?
My dad's name is
Abraham.
it's all the same. Named after people from that time. Names passed down.
Okay, so your dad's name is Moses. Is your brother named Moses? Moses?
Not exactly. Not exactly like that. No.
Do I got you in a pretzel right now about your names with your family here?
Oh.
A little bit.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah. Feels like it.
Interesting.
Feels like it. All right,
Shout out to Ty.
Shout out.
Big fan.
Thanks,
fan.
dude.
Moses.
Fan of you,
Ty?
Moses.
Holy Moses.
So Pat, I want to ask
Thank you.
Holy Moses.
Say thanks, dude.
Pat, I want to ask you right now, who do you think deserves the Offensive Player of the Year award?
I'm not sure anybody did more than what Moses did on the offensive side of the ball.
No.
He
You're talking
fucking
about
moved
affecting
the
the
rock.
game.
Yeah. Probably like offensive lineman of the year because he moved bodies.
Yeah.
He did, didn't
Many
he?
of them.
Yeah.
Think
Whole
about
locker
the
room.
bodies of water, too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Moses. Thanks, bub.
What Moses could do on a football field, you're right.
Well, remember, we did decide earlier this year, Jesus invented the back shoulder fade.
Yep.
And he was a dangerous deep ball thrower.
Dual threat.
He threw some long Hail Marys, long ones.
Chalking them.
And it seemed like Aaron, they were connecting on more often than not,
Yeah.
from what I've read. I haven't seen the film.
Oh, yeah.
But from what I have read, Jesus threw the deep ball better than anybody
Don't
else.
let him get outside the pocket because you know what he can do.
Oh, yeah, outside the pocket is where he gets going.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's floating.
Yeah. But he can also scamper.
Is that right?
Jesus was a scamper. Oh, my God, his scamper.
See, I never saw him making plays with his feet, really. I just heard about it.
No, well, that's the thing is we have never seen the film. We have only read about these things.
Oh.
Yeah. So the scamper I've not seen either, but I've just read a couple things, and I'm like, probably pretty good scamper.
Yeah, good scamper.
He's moving.
He was running RPOs a long time ago.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
If this, then this.
The run play option.
Read this. Yeah. He was for a long time.
Good God.
Moses was probably center, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Has to
probably
be.
John the Baptist at running back, hitting the mesh point.
Yeah.
And fucking, going right up the seam.
Throwing to Peter because Peter had those big old hands, you know.
Yeah, Peter did have mitts and a lot of trust.
Oh, yeah.
Peter. Was that his dad? Joe.
God, I think, was.
I mean,
well,
technically, Joseph, yes.
Joseph.
Oh, yes.
Joseph's the kicker. Because that guy,
Yeah.
Joseph is the kicker.
He can get through a lot.
Bro, he is mentally tough.
The mental hurdles that he,
That guy was
keep him
told,
up at night.
No, they didn't keep him up from what I've been told. He just bought in immediately. So maybe corner because he has quick.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
short.
Joseph
conscious.
probably plays corner.
Yeah.
Because of the short-term memory.
That's
thing.
right.
Not a deep thinker. Corners are probably pretty deep-thinking people.
Yeah.
Mary's like one of the first female owners of a team when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she definitely.
Because she had stock in the whole organization, I'd say.
Yeah. She didn't invest at all either, by the way.
No.
Just kind of dropped in her lap.
Yeah, worked out for her. She just kind of just walked right into there.
It literally just fell into her lap.
Yeah. Like a lotto ticket.
It's unbelievable that happened.
It's a big winner.
What happened before then, though?
Before JC?
Yeah.
Like 1 BC?
Yeah. And how long was that?
Before Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Some would say, 13.7 million years.
Okay, but that's not the people that believe in the JC.
Yeah, the Big Bang Theory and the JC people, they really do cross at a certain point.
I should do more research on this, but what was it like in God's world, the father of JC,
yes,
before JC got there? And was God proud of that world? Why did he have to send his son to sacrifice his life 33 years after he was born?
You're talking like Cain and Abel, I think, is what you're thinking of.
And God was just up there chilling?
Oh, he hated him. Oh, yeah.
But it was the world he created. Why is he just chilling?
Well, he did flood the entire world.
Yeah.
Well, and Noah, Noah was awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Noah, by the way.
That was pre-JC.
Noah, first documented blackout.
That's right.
Yeah, obviously it's pre-JC because if that flood comes, JC's just lifting everybody.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. You're fine.
You got to lift him up.
You got to lift him up.
Lift him up. You got to lift him up. Noah was the first documented blackout, though.
And he was the first real fan of, Jesus' team, the football team.
First employee.
Yeah.
Probably first employee.
Probably bought the first jersey, too.
Yeah, he built a stadium, too. There.
Invented tailgating, almost.
Yeah. Big sports show.
Huge.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Jordan in Michigan. What's going on, Jordan?
Good afternoon, Pat and gentlemen. How are you on this beautiful Wednesday?
Hey, we needed that, Jordan.
Woo!
We needed that up there in the mid. I know you've been locked in your house because the weather's so terrible. All the teams are bad up there. And you had some energy ready to go. Jordan, what do you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, could you give a quick shout out to my wife, Brittany, who's also listening in? She got me a For the Brand t-shirt and some Shady Rays for Christmas.
I want to let you know, normally I would hang up on you immediately because I can't be doing requests with every single caller. But since she did introduce you to the show and buy you stuff, shout out to your fiance. Dude.
Thank you, Brittany.
Shout out.
Thank you, Brittany.
I would like to let every other caller in the future, though, know that if you're calling and you don't have that energy, do not expect to just making requests out here. This ain't fucking open mic night. What do you want to talk about, brother?
I am wondering why my Green Bay Packers don't use your fellow alumnus, Tavon Austin, more than they are right now because he's electric on the field.
He's only been there for 3 weeks, Jordan. They've been working him in more and more, by the way.
Yeah.
They've been working him in more and more. They have him doing some Tyreek Hill stuff. I think they're trying to figure it out. They got one more week they need to win before the playoffs. I assume you're going to see that package either build or find what they're comfortable with him because I do believe he is still very electric.
Yeah, for sure. But I think they also got him to return punts and kicks. I mean, that's where they really were missing a guy and like a guy that can actually give them good field position and do some things that they haven't done in a long time. I mean, if he gets some touches, that's great. But their offense is very, very good as is.
True. Paul in Georgia, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
Is everything all right down there? Are you in the middle of a goddamn tornado? And by the way, I want to let you know the ATF is down there in Georgia. They got bullied by the FBI and the Richard Jewell at the beginning of that thing. You let them know if you run into them. We didn't like the way that the whole thing played out.
Actually, I'm in the middle of Tennessee right now. I'm driving back home from a job in Arkansas, so I'm in the middle of nowhere right now.
Are you on that I-20 ride?
I'm on I-840, but it will turn into I-24 soon.
Nice.
Is that Zach Brown? Zach Brown has a song about his dad driving to see him, I believe, on that highway. Might be 25. Yeah, is it 20? Is it Highway 20?
Highway 20 ride, Zach Brown. Baby.
Yeah, so I thought that came from the west to the east to Georgia. I guess not. Damn. Anyways, what do you want to talk about, dude? Hope you got everything done in Arkansas.
It was all right. A couple of episodes ago, first of all, huge fan. I watch all of your episodes. It's very rare I get to catch one live, though, because I work nights. A few episodes ago, you were talking about streaming on Twitch, which I love. I would love to see you streaming on Twitch. I do a little streaming myself.
Really?
I was wondering if you had ever heard of a game called League of Legends.
Nah, probably stinks, though, Paul. I appreciate the call. Paul, I love Paul. Okay? I'm very appreciative of Paul. All right.
Good guess.
But Paul listens to the show. He knows that I don't do those games. Like I'm not good at video games.
You're an Oculus guy.
I'm bad at video games. The Oculus, the only reason why I like it is because I get the chance to be me. I'm not good at the video games, which quickly led me to not like video games. But I watched a lot of people play video games, and everybody wants to know why I potentially hate video games. There's only one person to blame, and it's Jason McAfee. Jason McAfee is the only reason why I hate video games, because Jay was so good at video games that he would just beat the shit out of me in these games.
You're welcome.
You're right. It led me down a path of kicking a soccer ball against the wall instead of playing video games. So I appreciate that, Jay. But this Oculus thing, it makes me realize why video game people love video. Like I'm like pumped to get back in there and play a game. You know what I mean? I wish I've tried my best. I bought every single console there for a couple of years. I bought all the games that everybody loved because I know the online. I used to have friends that would have like games. They play with it. They talk to each other like nightly. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. That'd be a lot of fun. And then I get in there and it's one night, great conversation, and I'm just dead every 2 seconds. I'm like, I fucking hate this. And I just move along. But the Oculus has gotten me all in. I am all in on this thing. But it's Jay's fault.
Jay.
But I ain't playing no League of Legends.
No.
What is it?
It is like it's one of the more popular games in the world, I'd say. That's one of the games that our colleges are starting to hand out scholarships for.
League of Legends?
Oh, yeah.
League of Legends absolutely stinks.
Yeah,
you would fucking
You'd hate it.
You'd hate it.
Your boy Adam Cole loves League of Legends.
Oh, so it's
so it's the worst game ever.
That makes sense.
Perfect example.
I think we just buried League of Legends without saying anything right there. Adam Cole likes League of Legends.
That's really all that needs to be
Probably
said.
ban them off it if they want it to be successful.
It's a stupid game all of a sudden. Stupid people like it. I don't know much about Dylan. You're not stupid.
No.
But I'm just telling you from my research of humans that I do know, Adam Cole's stupid. Adam Cole likes League of Legends. Stupid people like League of Legends.
Makes sense.
Is it like a game you play? All right, let me try to guess what League of Legends is.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
League of Legends. You got, almost like the NFL, you got 32 teams. Okay, it's a league. There are legends that run said team, but they are not the real-life human version running the team. It is actual legends, like characters. For instance, you go through the legends of things. Stone Cold Steve Austin probably has a team, if I had to guess. The Rock probably has a team. These are legendary human beings. I would assume Kris Jenner has a squad. There's a legend in a different field. You go through all, maybe the Schitt's Creek writers got in there because they've all of a sudden become legends. I would assume all the legends, people that have been deemed legends, all have a team. And then they play each other in some sort of sport. And there is a series like Madden where you can go on an entire player mode where you can play as one team. And I don't know if you kill each other. Maybe you have swords. It feels like potential sword game. I think they all have sword fights like in the, that they cannot take our freedom.
Oh, Braveheart.
It's like Braveheart. Also, is that what the league is?
Basically hit the nail on the head there. That is essentially how I would describe League of Legends.
Okay. Sounds like a good game. Maybe I should play it. I can't believe I buried it.
Maybe.
Do they have it on the Oculus?
I don't think so. It's not an Oculus game just yet.
It could very easily be an Oculus game if I'm flying around like fucking Braveheart with swords fighting people on the front lines, teams of other legendary teams.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm probably playing on Stone Cold Steve Austin's team if I was able to choose.
First pick. You might get your own goddamn team.
Who else? I assume Peyton has a League of Legends team.
Probably.
Peyton's got a team. I believe, Brady had a team for a little. I don't know if he does anymore. LeBron's getting into it as well.
So what are you getting scholarships for? Because you're a good sword fighter?
Oh, yeah, because you're just one of the best legends on the team.
No, the legends own the team, right?
Sorry, yeah, you are one of the best players on your legends team.
Is this what League of Legends is? Because it's LOL. You know what I mean? If you're going to play it, I'll play that game.
Yeah, lots of love.
I think it stinks, and I don't think you'd like it. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I think he might be misleading you a bit, but I'm pretty sure it stinks.
What is it?
To be honest, I don't. Oh, here you go. Boom.
Yeah, see?
Oh, this game fucking stinks. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, you see the red bars are that team. The green bars are crushing it this round right
Is
now.
it like Risk? Like, are you moving?
Yeah, it's like it's considered a strategy game, I think. So you build up these armies of a bunch of people, and then
like
you go
Sims.
and then you go attack other armies.
Like Age of Empires?
That's what it is.
This ain't no Age of Empires.
Remember, like Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yeah, it was Sims, but with roller coasters.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. That's what this is?
Sam's with Legends.
Really?
Basically.
If it's like Risk, I love that game.
Yeah, Risk is awesome. This does not look like Risk, however.
Who built this thing up here? What is this thing up here? What is that thing? Is that a fucking cannon?
It's just the arena. Yeah. That's just where they're playing.
That thing right here.
Yeah. You're talking about the statue, the glowing statue?
That's not a thing?
No, I don't think so. It may be something to summon some of your other players.
What are these things? That Martian-looking motherfucker right there.
Those are just part of the team. Those guys are just the guys you're either trying to kill or trying to help.
Can we zoom in on that a little bit? What is this? I don't think I understand.
You know, like World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
It's more similar to World of Warcraft than anything.
No, Warcraft, not
Warcraft. Sorry, yes.
Foxy, what the fuck is that? Foxy, you know this game?
Fox loves it.
I don't know this game. I did know World of Warcraft, though, and Warcraft. I think it's just like Warcraft.
My brother had a friend that got lost in the World of Warcraft.
Oh, man. Their lives.
Came back 65 pounds heavier.
Oh, yeah.
Real addiction.
He was gone for like 4 or 5 years, I think.
Gone.
Yeah.
Showed up one day.
Survived by selling characters.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is addicting.
It was Scott Calvin. He came out. It was like he became Santa Claus.
Does this look like a little weight to you?
Yeah.
Big
You
old boy.
need to diet. I was like, what the fuck happened? They're like, oh, he's been in World of Warcraft for so long.
WoW will take over your life. I mean, people have actually died playing World of Warcraft.
What about LoL?
League of Legends is a little more regulated, if you will.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we can show gameplay for sure.
All right.
Yeah, see, here you go. It's just like World of Warcraft, like the way the game works.
He's casting intimidating shout
See
right
that
now.
spell?
Our gamer guy, Billy Tubes, says League fucking stinks, and it's for people who are bad at every other game.
Yeah, and that's, that's
right.
straight from the tubes.
Well, this guy's getting attacked by 45 people. This is kind of like 300 all of a sudden, and it is sword fighting.
Yeah, but he has so many powers. He can just cast an easy recovery spell.
He's dead.
He's slaying someone.
Bring your health right back.
He's about to forge the river there too, right?
Oh yeah, you see the two sides of the.
Both teams are fighting hard for every small advantage.
Yeah, you see on that map they showed the two sides of where the teams are. So
how do people get into this? You're just one of those little fuckers getting bossed around right there? Is it?
You're one of those big guys. You see where like the names are?
No,
like a lot of those small bars are just
all of them.
What?
You're not just
Really?
one of them. You're controlling all of them. So you build up an army. So it takes a lot of patience.
What do you got to do? You got to teach them like boot camp?
No, you just build up certain things. Like those certain pawns or whatever do certain different things. So you got to build up the right ones in order to beat the other
Do you got to give speeches to these pawns before they go into war?
if you want them to win.
So matter of fact. This looks terrible. And people just do this for hours at a time here?
Days.
So all those purple things are one person's team.
Yeah.
And they're fighting against that big thing that I was told was nothing.
And they're
Correct.
they're just trying to destroy it to break the juju. You see how it's like a defense system?
Yeah, you're going into someone else's base and
Yeah.
you got to destroy their base, and that's how you
Breaking
lose.
down their base or they're summoning people. That's what that star thing's doing right there.
This game is wild.
People play though.
Oh, they love it.
What's the average age of somebody who plays League of Legends?
Oh, yeah, average.
35?
Maybe even 45.
Yeah, average age is up there. That's why this game is.
People
Adults
just
are
play
doing this?
They sell out
yeah.
arenas
Yeah.
to watch people play this.
Yeah, this is like Overwatch.
The people that are good at this get the highest paid in the gaming world, I think.
Yeah, this
Besides like Ninja and the streamers.
You know how Fortnite like blew up and was like this massive thing?
What, dude?
Before that, it was League of Legends, and then it was Overwatch, and then it was Fortnite.
So,
People make millions of dollars playing this game.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars.
and they're just good strategists?
Yeah, they're just they're like the Eisenhower of the gaming world. Yeah, the way that they can just win wars.
I watch Crown, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Winston Churchill. That guy,
Weapon.
he played no games.
No.
Boy, he played no games.
And he won a lot.
I bet you he would have made a lot of money in League of Legends.
He would have been the #1 ranked player in the world.
Nah, Jesus Christ, #1. Dude.
Well, and also, something to think about. Beth Harmon would also be an incredible League of Legends.
I agree, because she would play closed Sicilian.
And she would know.
She would know. Chess pieces.
Playing it on a roof.
I might get into League of Legends.
Something to think about.
Nah, bro. I mean, I'm going to get into it.
Yeah.
I'm not old enough yet. I've heard 35, 45 years
Yeah,
old.
you got a couple years
You
yet.
still have so much potential because your real career hasn't started there.
I just want to let everybody know that I got an email from an Oculus person.
Hey now.
They've not paid us, but they've given us some ideas for how to stream. There's this thing where I'm going to have to buy a couple things. where you will be able to see my full body in the world that I'm in doing the things.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. They showed me this thing. It looked like this guy was doing a Matrix, and they showed the video, the AI shit, and him in it. They're like, if you get this could be a part of your stream. I'm like, yeah, it seems like that should be a part of your stream.
Send it over.
So people can, for my boxing days.
Oh, need it.
Why did they got me fighting the same motherfucker.
I know. They might be running out of guys for you to knock down.
It might be, I'm mowing through their talent roster.
I don't think they expected it to be that fast.
Can somebody ask Bill if he knocked out that person or not? Just
heard that again.
Yeah, what's that?
I heard that. Screeching.
I think it's this ear right here.
Yeah, I think when it's
if Raycon could get some fucking, they have the wireless earbuds.
Yeah.
But with this thing, can't do wireless. I literally need
I think, they could develop one of those boxes.
Because my ears are weird.
Yeah.
Malcolm in Idaho. How are the potatoes?
Oh, shit. What's up, Pat and the boys? How you guys doing?
Just hanging out. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just on break, on PTO. Wanted to chat really quick about the Cleveland Browns. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. And I wanted to know your take. You and Connor were talking the other day about the Browns should win this heavy-handedly. And every true Cleveland Browns fan knows that when something could go wrong, it will go wrong with the Browns. So I'm curious.
Murphy's Law.
I can't bet here in Idaho. Do you bet with your heart? Or
Great question, Malcolm. Sounds like the Idaho 5G is similar to the Indiana 5G.
Yeah.
Those commercials are all bullshit, by the way.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
Beware.
Everything's bullshit, by the way.
It's all horseshit.
It's all the work.
What you bet with is your brain, by the way. You can't be betting with your heart. If you're a Browns fan, don't bet on the game. Okay, just enjoy the game. Now, if you have a good brain and have a good feel for it, go ahead and make as much money as you possibly can.
Yeah.
For me, I would be hammering. They're up to 10 already.
10 is a lot of 10 is a lot.
And Mason Rudolph, Ben Roethlisberger says he's ready to win a game. But in the middle of that first quarter, whenever you see everybody on the Steelers team go to the sideline, take their shoulder pads off, put on some of these shoes probably, start putting things in there, and they're just scanning the sideline. They're like, look at this guy. He's potentially Defensive Player of the Year this year. And then they go, this guy's a 4-time Pro Bowler, and they're over there tossing things on the sideline. You're going to remember and think, why did I bet on this team? So that's probably why I'm not going to bet this game, because we have no idea who's going to be playing football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And also with the Browns, with COVID, we have no idea who's going to be playing for the Cleveland Browns. Gumpy has some nukes back there, but I'm going to do my AJ impression immediately after the nukes. Gumpy, what, you have some nukes for this game?
Week 17, dogs of 7.5 points or more. The last 5 seasons are 16-12 against the spread.
So that doesn't tell us much.
That tells you that a lot of people probably bet because teams are resting players, but it doesn't necessarily work out.
And what AJ would say immediately to that point is, can you tell us the stats on bettors who don't know who's going to play and who's not going to play going into the game?
Dogs in total are 41, 37, and 2 against the spread the last 5 seasons.
See, it's kind of a flip there. It's kind of a coin flip there, Gump.
It feels like second half Browns is the bet if a lot of their starters are going to be playing in the first half.
Yeah, maybe first half Steelers.
Exact second half, because it's only going to be what? Browns minus 4.5, minus 5.5?
What's first half Steelers? Is that out yet?
It's got to be.
That might be the bet. First quarter Steelers, maybe. Because no, it's not going to be Mason. It'll be Ben, because there's some milestones. No, Ben's not playing at all. It'll be just Mason. But it'll be at least some players, I assume, have some milestones to get to. Maybe that's kind of what our Colts team was doing.
And if the defense is mostly the entire defense, you got to assume the first quarter they're going to be pretty stout because it's the only one they're playing.
Or they're not going to play at all.
Yeah, I don't think TJ's going to play.
Steelers
or Minka.
Steelers are plus 2.5 first quarter at plus 110. So that's going to go to plus 3 pretty quick here.
Okay, so we wait for that to get up to plus 3. And that might be the only way you bet this game, because that's the only time you'll know who might be playing. But listen to the names we just said. Those are only 3 players. If they're not playing, that Steelers team is a much different looking team.
Completely.
No TJ Watt, no Cam Hayward, no Minka Fitzpatrick. That is a very different looking Steelers team. Just from that. And that's just 3 players.
Yeah.
Let alone if you go to the offensive side and you're like, okay, we're going to go no Ben, no Pouncey, no blah, blah, blah. I mean, that could be, and that's only, 6 players there. And whenever you go, well, they're only resting 6 players, it's like, this is what meant by whenever we were watching the Colts game and they're pulling people out. It's like, we're pulling out some really
sure we don't want
important players. All right, we're not trying to win. No, Pat, we're not trying to win.
Okay.
How do we feel about it? We're pissed. Yeah, we are.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we are. I was too young. I had no idea. I had a fucking massive $1 million bonus on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. I got to punt more now than ever. I was up for my bonus before these 2 weeks started. Now, these are the 2 most important games I've ever had in my entire life. And all my friends are just popping sunflower seeds and edibles.
Hanging out.
Leave me alone. Pat, what's going on? Leave me alone. Please. I don't want to play catch. Get the fuck out of here.
Not today. Not today.
What did Dallas and I had an interaction at Buffalo when Dallas got pulled. They ran like 1 series, 2 series. They got Reggie a record, Dallas a record, Peyton a record, and then they won off against the Bills, and it was in the middle of a blizzard or whatever. And I had to have 1 inside the 20 or 2 inside the 20 that game. I had to stay where I was at average and stay where I was at net. So I had to have like a pretty good game or whatever. And as soon as they all get pulled out, they're having the time of their life. The season's over, whatever. We get a first-round bye week next week. I mean, they're loving their lives. And I'm standing over there just like, all right, here we go, Curtis. Just throw a pick, dude. Just, just fumble the ball. Let's
turn over.
And I think Dallas came over and like gave me like one of these. And I was like, please, Dallas, like, biggest moment of my life.
Not now.
$1 million. And like I used to do this in practice. I would do practice kicks, and I'd be like, all right, somebody's going to walk to you one day and say, you make this kick, you get $1 million. Like that was the mentalist thing that I always had. And it was always like, all right, can we do this or not? That was literally what that game was.
Yeah.
And I did not need you right now, Dallas. Get away from me. Oh, lighten up, man.
Jeez.
That was awesome. That's the Steelers this weekend, though.
Yep. Yeah.
Who are they playing? Who are they not playing? Will milestones be reached in contracts, or will they just rest everybody from Jump Street? Can't bet on that game, dude, in Idaho. Sorry about it, pal.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Unless you're Billy Walters.
Oh, yeah. Then think about it.
Then what's Bills Mafia saying?
They just got good news from Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Governor Andrew Cuomo announces that the Bills can hold 6,700 fans at their first playoff game. Bills Mafia is back from team website. Hey, okay.
Yeah. Good for the Bills.
Hey, that guy was doing like he was hosting his own show there for like 6 months straight.
Oh, yeah.
He was just sitting there, doing the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Hanging out.
In Buffalo, in a very different part of New York was, maybe the strictest rules because New York City was a massive epicenter for everything. And Buffalo and upstate New York was just like, okay, what do we do? We got to do the same thing. No fans at all in the stands for a long time. I never heard if Buffalo was a massive hotspot for COVID. Not 100% sure. I have not done enough research. But 6,700 members of Bills Mafia, it will be noticeable. I was on a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they're in another business or whatever. And we talked about how whenever there's like 10,000 fans in the stands, it's noticeable.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not 60,000, but it's noticeable if there's 7,000 people in the stands, if there's 10,000 people. It's a much different viewing experience. The audio is much better. Even with the pumped-in fans, it sounds good. So I'm happy for Buffalo and for Bills Mafia to get to experience that. Now, 6,700 fans, that is not enough for everybody that went to the airport to go watch it.
No, unfortunately.
That's a small amount of people.
Hopefully they get 2 home games, and then, the other half of the fans that weren't able to go can go to the second one.
Oh. So you think those diehard fans don't deserve to go to both? Get them the fuck out of here.
Well, I think that
do it,
Bills
I guess.
Mafia is a big team, so they want everyone to experience it. So you got to split it up.
I do hope a dildo fan makes it in.
That'd be
Have to.
awesome.
Show up. 6,700 fans. What's that? 10,000 tables?
Yeah, just about.
Probably, roughly.
Just about.
Remember there was a table shortage last year?
Oh, yeah.
In Jacksonville, right?
Yeah. People were driving them down.
Had to bring them. Had to buy
Bills
them.
Mafia's coming to town. Stock up on the tables. Get the tables. Those videos coming off the top of RVs.
Oh, man. I miss them.
The ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
The NFL 2020 season has a lot of things that have happened that are magical. The fact that we're even at week 17.
Seriously.
But one of the big things that we have missed this year is video content from the Bills Mafia tailgating for Buffalo Bills games.
Oh, yeah.
We deserve that in this year.
Yeah.
We deserve those moments. But for safety precautions, not for potentially breaking your neck going through a table or chugging ketchup or mustard or anything like that, or spearing somebody in the middle of a parking lot.
Yeah.
Another pretty massive safety concern.
Huge.
Kept us away from that. It's almost 2021, though. Those will be back.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Come on.
All right. It's a long show. almost 4 hours, had nothing to talk about.
Well,
today.
bonus content.
Yeah. Kind of also miss Eagles fans beating the piss out of each other, too. Would love to see some of those videos coming to light.
Yeah, from top rows.
Yeah, the bleachers.
Wasn't it awesome? They just put a jail in the stadium.
Yeah, smart, too.
Can we, hey, Bob, can we just pull one here? I mean, we got to drive them, 8 blocks every time? We don't have enough vans. Just put them up here. Lock them down. All right, that's a show, dude. That's a show. It's still 18,000 people. What are you doing, dude?
Jeez.
Bro, there has to be something else. Isn't it? Has to be.
New Year's Eve.
341.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be something else. I mean, we appreciate you for sure.
Love you.
Jeopardy's almost on in some places.
Yeah.
Jeopardy's on this early in places?
Yeah, Iowa was on at like 4 o'clock, 4:30.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Jeopardy's on Netflix, too. You can just line those suckers up.
Yeah, but that's not what we're referring to in this particular conversation right now.
The new ones?
No, we're talking about the time that it's airs. Because here it's 7:30.
Right.
7 o'clock Wheel of Fortune, 7:30 Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah.
But Wheel was still at 6:30.
See, and Trebek alluded to the fact that Wheel of Fortune, whenever he did his interview with Harvey Weinstein, he alluded to the fact that time slots seem to be pretty important in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe he loved Pat Sajak.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And if you watch Wheel of Fortune, I think it is tough to potentially.
Sajak? He's
Yeah,
kind of a sawed-off fucker, but
No,
you know, I mean,
no, he is
what
not.
are you gonna do? He's good at his job.
He has a League of Legends team. He's a
Yeah,
legend.
he does.
Trebek has one.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Trebek owns the goddamn game.
Rest in peace, man.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Texas doll. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Very.
Me too. Shout out
It's a
to Will
bummer
Bronson.
about Richard Jewell, though.
It is a bummer about Richard Jewell.
There's a bomb in Centennial Park.
All right, let's get out of here, man. The numbers are collapsing. If this thing gets to 5,000 likes,
Yeah.
Foxy will add another $1,000 to it.
Wow.
Come on, guys.
So
Come on, guys.
Show's
Come on, guys.
So
Get it up to
generous,
5,000.
If it
Come
gets to
on, guys.
5,000, I love Wheel of Fortune. For those that are asking in the YouTube comment section, I do love it. I love it so much so that I gave the take that I gave because that's how much I watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at 3,500. It's not going to get to 5,000, Foxy.
Guys, come on. Foxy's pledged another $2,500 if it gets.
Has he really?
Holy
He
shit.
just texted me.
$7,500 in total.
Come on, guys.
If this thing gets to 5,000, we
Get
are
it
at
to
3,900 right now.
Oh, we're right
$3,900.06. 43.21.
Here
It
we
took a
go.
big jump right
Whoa.
there.
There,
It's
guys.
gonna. What's the next jump here? 4,616.
Come on.
Is that
Oh.
thing gonna get to 5,000?
One time.
49.17. Oh my God, we are 83 away from $7,500. 5,090 likes. We are there.
Very fun you guys are having, isn't it?
All right, that's awesome.
Good for you,
Is it?
Fox.
Good for you, Fox.
Ah, not good.
Nice guy.
Hey, it's
good
New
for
Year,
me.
dude. Hey, New Year, new Fox.
Good
That's
for
right.
you, man.
What a good guy.
Good guy.
I hope you have overdraft protection on your bank.
Yeah.
Well, I'm broke. No one's getting their money.
So am I, Foxy.
Hey, you're coming into wedding season too, pal.
Yeah, I know. Saving for a house too, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot,
Hey,
lot of saving right now.
You are staring right up at it right
Yeah.
now.
It's all right. We'll be fine. We'll be all right.
Connor, what you got going on?
What do I got going
Sunglasses, couple more.
Yeah, no, I'm not really, I'm not really worried about it. I'm just kind of living, just floating through this thing of life, It's a good time. Maybe buy some Pat's gear, a Butterfinger after work, but nothing too serious.
Some Funyuns.
Some Funyuns, obviously. Maybe a flask of chocolate milk.
It's almost at 6,000 likes, Foxy.
Really? Oh, so
you
he's
better
got a
hope
giveaway.
this
That doesn't
show.
matter. 5,000 was the cap, right?
Well, yeah, but-
6,000 don't matter. 7,000 don't matter. 26,000 doesn't matter.
Oh, so
Really?
27,000. You're giving away another $2,000 then.
We are not getting to that. We are not.
We
getting-
could.
No, but we are asking for something that is not attainable at this particular moment. All right, everybody get in touch with Foxy for the money.
Yep.
$7,500 he's giving away.
Send them your Venmos.
We were going to be off tomorrow, but after experiencing a 4-day weekend last weekend, I don't want to go away from the show. I enjoy this so much.
Yeah.
I enjoy the show so much. We'll be live tomorrow, noon to 3, and then we'll be off New Year's Day like everything else. Was Chris Mad Dog Russo on today afterwards? I did lead into him, didn't I?
I don't know.
I don't know if he was. I don't
I'm
think so.
Getting a lot of automated response from emails, so I think a lot of people are out of the office.
Was JT the Brick on before us today?
He wasn't. I forget who was covering for Shine, but it wasn't JT.
Did Linda again?
Linda Cohn is awesome.
Nah, some guy. I just can't remember his name.
Did JT the... I wonder if he intros other shows whenever they're coming on after. He did not intro us yesterday.
No, he didn't.
JT the Brick didn't.
No,
Did not.
Not even.
Well,
Not even
a sniff.
Pat, most of the civilized world's sleeping when he's on.
That's a little bit of a shot at JT the Brick. See, it
I
is-
mean, what's going on
There
in
it
here?
is.
What do you mean?
I also gave one of these.
Oh, so it was you.
But
should have known.
I don't think so.
I should have known it's you.
I don't think so.
I think 0.0005% of the time it happens.
Oh, okay. So should we shut down the office because of it, or?
Time to go to a break. See you tomorrow. That was the show. You guys are the best for watching. Foxy owes you all $7,500. All right. Foxy is going to try to call Phil to make that the office's money.
Phil will be getting a phone.
Phil couldn't need an advance.
And Phil always goes, Foxy's such a hero. That's what, that'll be the text that I get from Foxy. He's such a hero, dude. Such a hero.
Yeah, well, 100, that's fine. 7,500. That's a different story.
Well, you dug yourself the hole, my man.
It wasn't us that made this decision.
Also, going into this, I'm a gambling man. When you have a freaking neck brace on, I don't expect you to make any shots.
Yeah. Well, how about after I knock out a moneymaker from England?
Also, don't expect you to make those shots.
I could wipe my ass this morning. It was a whole new day. I haven't been able to do it for the last 4 days. 5 days.
into it.
And that's why I didn't challenge you today.
Yeah, I'm feeling almost better than her. Better than her.
Update on Billy Tubes.
What is that?
He did win the first fight via KO. Finally.
Fuck.
Finally. Second fight went to the cards.
Oh.
Didn't have it in him.
Here we go.
Okay, so me knocking out 8 straight.
Yeah.
9 straight, actually, after I recounted this morning. It's been 9 straight, I think.
You got to assume that first knockout, they probably,
Hand to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Billy's going to earn it, though. I feel like Billy is going to be invested in this.
Either that or he's coming to work in fucking double slings tomorrow.
Dude, I'll tell you, it's going to be hard for him to reach his ass. The arms are very sore. But once it is a lot of fun in there. I mean, it is a lot of fun in the ring, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you sold me. I want one.
You're seeing the
So
face.
do I.
You're punching somebody. You're punching somebody in the face.
Yeah.
You know?
Phil might be able to get there, but he needs to spend a little more time in the ring and a little less time with the VR porn because I know he does have a proclivity for that. So,
a what?
A proclivity for that.
Good for you, Ty. Proclivity. I've never even heard of that one.
What exactly is proclivity?
He likes it.
A liking.
Yeah, he likes it.
Addicted to, would you say?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to throw Bill under the bus like
You
that.
just did.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Oh, so you'll say that he's mashing his bologna, but you won't say he's addicted to it.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying he should maybe spend a little bit more time in the ring if he doesn't want to go to the judges' scorecards in his second fight.
No, I agree.
I think that would help him, by the way.
You think?
Oh, the mashing? Just with the forearms?
Because you got to hold on to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And boxing is a lot of arms.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how I'll prep. Probably smart.
What's that?
Just have a Big Ben death grip on my dick.
That's a shot, dude. That is terrible.